I just didn't know like they able to capture money. Like holy shit.
Careful.
Like it's so low.
You're cussing in my 7-second window.
Oh.
We're going. Okay. Hello, chat. So for people who are asking, yes, somebody made a joke about 47 Ronin, but I think it's 35 guys, something like that. A lot of them are the same guy,
though.
but there's a lot of them. There's some extras in there. You're probably not counting. People
We'll
probably
get
are
to it later,
of.
but they have a weird prequel syndrome with this, like with the aesthetics.
I mean, when we actually get to the Six Samurai part, I believe there is a fairly clear definition for like what era they're supposed to be representing. So I'm staring at the art of Six United, and that's when they've got all their Tron lines, which is really weird. But
because the True Secret Sams were the prequel ones, actually, weirdly enough, and they're more futuristic.
Yeah, but they've got all the guys and stuff. If you guys don't know, Shien'S is very clearly supposed to be a Oda Nobunaga-esque figure. Like, he's literally on a card called Unification. He's big and scary and red. Sometimes he comes back from the dead as a zombie demon man. It's all out there. His best retainers that are personally his are monkeys. It's a whole thing.
Yeah.
But we're not going to start there, because yesteryear, literally yesterday, it's BANLIST season. All of a sudden, Konami is continuing their trend of that in a few months. The next one will be in a few months. Now, this one doesn't actually die until February 13th, so you got about a week, literally right after a YCS. But it came out, and a lot of people have thoughts on it. Sadly, Dallas isn't here, because he doesn't get to yell about how much he called it. But I'm sure Loth will be happy if and when he gets here later. But we've got quite a few things here, and it... Well, I will believe MBT, I think, posted a clip where he and Farfa talked about the ban list, probably from yesterday, but I think there is an agreement that, like, I think it's weird of Konami to do this just before a YCS happens, because the whole point of it is, like, those are supposed to, those are championships that are supposed to lead into, like, hey, these are the cream of the crop. These might be the kind of people we want to set to, like, a world championship qualifier or something, or a big tournaments or whatever. And they also help, advertise the game with big splashy play. You're not advertising shit this weekend. Everybody's going to be playing tier mirrors for literally the last time.
I would say the weirdest thing about it is, like, honestly, the worst part of the deck was honestly just the Isiju cards, which is unfortunate because I actually kind of liked those cards relatively.
I mean, yeah,
I feel like people, whenever it says the fucking Isiju tiers, like, I feel like you don't mean the tier part, because the tier part was only awful because of the Ishizu.
No, that's not true. It was prior to the Ishizu half, while it was more chaotic, Danger tier, or what was now called, retroactively, it wasn't called this at the time, don't let anybody tell you otherwise, Casino tier, the high roll tier type stuff, that was a valid, like, 50-50 contender with Sprite. And it was very funny because tier decks also played Sprite. So there's a lot of stuff you're going to see in this list we're about to talk about that we got some things in there. The Ishizu cards, yes, they were very deliberately trying to make cards meta-relevant that really shouldn't be. They should have just made them only apply to Earth Fairies.
With cards, I guess.
Even then, that would work. If you made them only interact with, like, shuffling back Earth Fairies and shit, you could probably make that work with, like, the new Vernusylph stuff. That was, like, an actual... Vernusylph Ishizu was, like, a deck that existed, but is now probably dead. Spoilers for the ban list, but you guys have probably seen people yelling about this online.
There's other things to talk about there.
But let's start at the top. You've been seen it for a while. Two right off the top that I am very happy to see. The TCG now following both Master Duel and the OCG. Barrier Statue of Stormwinds, gone. Also, other great news, Artifact Scythe, gone. I'm not really sure why we decided to hit Scythe now. I guess the idea was they didn't want people to regress to just the exact same decks they were playing pre-tier Ishizu Sprite setups, right? And just go back into Scythe locks and pile decks. I'm still happy because Scythe is a card that unfortunately, it was printed in, like, what, 2012, 2011, 2013, somewhere around there, in the Xyz years. And popping your own cards on your opponent's turn, or special summoning Artifact Scythe on your opponent's turn and stuff has just become infinitely easier in those intervening, like, 10-ish years, to the point where Scythe is, like, doing interactions it is clearly not meant to do and is really annoying because most decks are extra deck strategies, and because it's not reciprocal, it only lasts the one turn. You can do it on your opponent's turn, and then you don't give a shit. You get to do your whole outs. So it's very problematic. Stormwinds is just, it's a very unfun floodgate in Flu, exactly. It is a winged beast, and it is wind, so you can search it and summon it off Flu effects, Flaunderies. So it's just a really good way to shut off your opponent if you're going first in Flu and lock everybody up. I don't think that necessarily Flunder's going to be a bad deck. Farfar decided to, like, put a curse on their house and say that Flu will never top again, so we'll see if he's right. I'm pretty sure he's just fucking around when he made that tweet full of nuclear takes, but it's still funny that he put it out into the universe.
Well, you say that, but that's kind of the point.
Well, I don't think that Stormwind's being hit is the point that Flu never tops again. You'll notice that no Flu cards
he's talking about Call Yu-Gi-Oh! On your opponent's turn. You're supposed to do that.
Hmm? Oh, Loth is typing in the Discord where I don't check my notifications. You should say this in the YouTube chat if you can. Oh, he's listening. Okay. Well, it's giving me his weird mobile takes. Also, no, yeah, you're not actually supposed to Kali Yuga on your opponent's turn. That's the broken part. That's why I think Kali Yuga has been banned and why some rank up magics are banned. Chat says hi, Loth. But no, yeah, Scythe, Loth says hi, chat. That's the last time I'm going around. We're stopping here. I'm not going to play this game of telephone. Loth will be here eventually when his bus arrives. Where was I? I was in the different window. Scythe on your opponent's turn is real. I mean, it's meant to activate on your opponent's turn. The problem is that when you choose to activate it on your opponent's turn and they don't fuck up and accidentally blow up an artifact is the problem. Or you don't have to be playing an artifact card. But Stormwinds is a powerful floodgate for Flu. It's searchable, it's summonable off their effects, it's normal summonable off their effects because they're all about extra normals, so there's a lot of stuff that it gets around. And it's just really unfun, because half your deck is wind, including all of the ones you usually play. There are some waters in there, though. And that is why some people are trying to work out a bridge to Torrent. It's a really shitty bridge. Honestly, I think the correct impression is don't play a small-rolled bridge for Barrier Statue of the Torrent, because it doesn't help you anyway. For the most part, what you should instead do is probably just play, you know, the extra copies of Defizz and Macro you're allowed, or, you know, other weird shit. Find other hand trap things that you can do. More options, more interaction. So, yeah. But even as a guy who played Flu, I never tried to play it in the no extra deck format with Barrier Statue. The spiciest I got was, you know, M-Pen Negates, and I, you know, played some Apex Avians. So, Fluunderies might still be good in the new format, mainly because it is neither light nor dark. But I think it's still got some interesting, you know, whack around. So let's keep scrolling down, because you're going to see some other stuff in here. You know, first off, mirroring the OCG, well, not directly. The first tier hit actually was just, I think they limited Kick Callus and they hit their field spell. But the OCG eventually had to ban Kick Callus. Here it is. Kick Callus banned. That's one of your, you know, your fusion targets. It's a very decent card. Let me actually, you know, grab the stuff if people want to know what it's about. Kick Callus is their smaller one. That's the level 5. Oh, this wiki hasn't updated. It still says unlimited in the TCG. I guess because it's not legal yet, but I would just change it now. Don't tell anyone to play Kick Callus. But that's just 1 tier plus 1 Aqua. If it's specialed, you can either add or Foolish, search or Foolish a tier limits card. And then also, you can, you know, use it to cycle cards. And if it's sent to the graveyard by a card effect, send the top 5 cards. So Kick Callus is just a really good line. It does, like, all their stuff. And I believe it also, is it a named requirement? Yeah, it's a named requirement for Rukolos, one of their bigger monsters. So you can still play around that with King of the Swamp. It's just that this card was such a, like, it's such an engine powerhouse. It does so many things. For being a target that's, like, instant fusible and, you know, really easy to make and shit, it probably deserves the Aegis. Like, it's not a floodgate. It's just such an everything playmaker. Also, you can see on the screen, Sprite Elf has been banned. Just straight up banned. It is one of the most powerful Link 2s ever printed. It's really good, and it's good in anything that can play it. Guess what? I talked about this earlier. Sprite played it. Tier played it. Sprite obviously played it, but Tier played this. So did lots of decks. It was a major part of boards for a lot of decks, and I guess Konami's just like, nah, fuck you. I don't think Elf was the most expensive one. I think I might have actually gotten did I get a copy of Elf, or did I get a copy of a Gigantic? I think I've got some Gigantic sprites from opening some boxes. But, like, it's a spicy card, but I think that's probably fair to, like, curb a lot of decks. It keeps Sprite down a little, but also means that you don't need to worry about other non-new shit running free. Now, you will notice, though, that this does mean that technically we never had to ban Toad in TCG. He would go right here, but he's not. He's free. Not in Master Duel. That's a pre-hit to Sprite, though. That's very funny. Nothing else got changed and banned. So, let me scroll to get these all in there. All right, yeah, I think I can get all the shit on screen all at once. Okay, so, chat. Hey, guess what? Every Ishizu card to one. One Agito, one Kelbeck, one Keldo, one Mudora.
All of the fusion-based tier as well.
Yes, all of the tier names that fuse are to one. So Havnus, Merely, and Sheeran. So what this does for Ishizu tier, first of all, is it compresses a fuckload of your names, and it makes it way harder for you to always get the mill. When you could run 3 copies of all these cards, you're almost always milling 5, hitting at least a couple of these boys. You hit, like, one of the Ishizu cards, it mills some more cards, or it lets you shuffle back some cards. You hit a tier limit name, you maybe mill some more cards, or you do some fusions with some guys who are sent. It's all just part of the engine that makes them so ludicrously consistent. Limiting them all to 1 doesn't necessarily kill any decks. It will probably kill the tier 0 tier limit. You know, that version of tier limit Ishizu is probably not going anywhere anymore. Like, you're not going to see it at tournaments. You're probably going to have to go back to Casino tier, though obviously I do believe that, what's his face? Yeah, Curiosity's still banned. They kept him in jail for this reason. So,
Yeah, curious. You know, I've heard some sentiment about this where it's kind of a shame for me. They're like, I would never be able to own the deck because I would not like to pay the amount of money equal to my rent for a full deck. But Kashtira is probably going to be one of, like, at least, like, tier 1 or 2.
Yes.
After this.
Kashtira...
Problem is, though, everyone's been talking about how it doesn't have that much of a skill ceiling. It has some, like, it has some flexibility skill-wise, but it's not like tier where you can actually, like, do 5 different game plans all the time.
Yes, the Kashtira is a strong deck. Kashtira's problem is that it's, from what people are saying from the cards that are out in the OCG now, is it's very telegraphed. You really only have one play, and there's a lot of ways around it. Most importantly, their plays really involve starting based on them controlling no monsters and their ability to get rid of their own monsters, so they block up super hard on Kaijus, Lava Golem, Sphere Mode, shit like that. Basically, you give them a card they can't get rid of, and they're just like, well, shit. That and the fact that they worked best because they're basically a macro Cosmos deck. They worked best to combat tier. If tier is no longer the best deck, I don't know how they clean up against shit like Fluundereeze, for instance, who doesn't even need to play their fucking extra deck. So your ability to rip 3 cards of the extra doesn't do anything, you know? And that deck, I've already seen people playing Fluundereeze main decking D-Shifter because they just don't give a fuck. So, and yes, Filthy Casual, ask your question in chat. Yeah, Grass is still banned in the TCG. So, Casino tier is very, very high rolly with all of your big fusion names limit 1, with all of your Ishizu cards limit 1. I think I prefer them limit 1 to outright banned. I know Dallas would be like, ban them all, ban them forever, eat them, set them on fire. I don't know why Dallas got real southern in my fake voice. For Dallas, you do got to pitch down a little bit. But at 1 probably kills all of their presence as like an engine for any deck. They're literally 4 names. You cannot count on hitting them off random mills and shit. Orange Light is still limit 1, all right? H for Herald. Yes, Herald of Orange Light is still 1. They didn't move it. So you can't really, like, guarantee a discard. Like, if you had Herald at 3, there's probably decent odds with 4 copies of these guys. That's, what, like an over 30% chance you'd see at least one of them in a 40-card deck? And then another chance that you'd see the actual Herald of Orange Light to discard for a monster negate, right? That's something you can usually count on, negating an opponent's monster effect. But this makes all of that fairly inconsistent and generally probably not too problematic. You're only going to find it as a package in decks that can really use it. Honestly, the new version of Tier probably runs the 4 just because why the fuck not? Maybe you get lucky, but you're going to get lucky a lot less than you do now. So it seems like a decent way to not necessarily, like, kill all of the value of the cards and take away that thing that you were talking about earlier, Axe. I'm pretty sure this was on mic, about how the Ishizu cards are interesting and they enable interesting decks. The problem was that they were released right as a really, really powerful mill-focused deck came out. That just Ishizu took Tier, which was already good. It was already a Tier 1 deck, right? And just catapulted it over the top.
It's a situation where if there were ways to have it where you could not run Ishizu cards with Tier, I would love to see what we could do in the format.
Oh, hey, Dallas is here. Did Dallas hear my impression of him?
Yes. No, I did not.
Okay.
I just got it.
I missed it too.
All right,
but...
okay. You weren't paying attention. It's okay. It was not very
it's
good.
fine. I'm feeling mangas.
What was forbidden? I haven't actually seen any of this.
Oh, okay, yes. Yeah, you've probably been busy. So let me scroll back up if I find my right tab. So, banned right at the top, Artifact Scythe, Barrier Statue, Stormwinds, gone. Toasted.
Excellent.
Kalos, toasted.
Excellent.
And Sprite Elf, toasted.
Honestly, not what I would have hit, but I can see why.
Elf's mostly a hit because it's mostly a Tier hit, honestly, really enough.
Elf was a pretty key part in a lot of Tier boards. And then, okay. Dallas, the thing that I was talking about, thinking of you on, every single Ishizu card, limit 1. All names limit 1. And every Tier limit that fuses, limit 1.
Yes.
So,
wait, what about the field spell?
The field spell is fine. That is the only thing they did not hit. They're skipping that one.
Weird.
It is weird.
Well, because you don't really have much of the playmaker piece anymore, unless it's
I guess the idea was that
the entire deck dead. It doesn't matter, but it's just a weird choice.
I guess they decided because that's how the OCG started and that didn't work. They're just like, fuck it, we'll just skip straight to the end. All the Ishizus won. All the tier limit names won. Not all of them, but you know.
This is how you ban cards.
Yes, no. A lot of people were saying that. MBT's thumbnail was Dragon Ruler 2. Like,
the weirdest thing about it to me is like, it feels like a bit of like. I also can see like a weird mix between the design team being like, okay, we need to actually like change the format, but also like the other half of the advertising team of being like, we need to push our new product, so make it so that our new archetype that we think was equivalent to tier but not as good.
I mean, so hypothetically, the OCG has, I believe, Kashtira, Fenrir, and Unicorn limit 1. I don't know if Unicorn is out yet. Is that part of the second wave?
Doesn't really change it because you have the actual normal summon now.
I know Fenrir is out, but like, there's a lot of Kashtira cards that aren't out.
Yeah, but I don't remember.
Yeah, so like, this is one of those things where like I can't really call the TCG out for not pre-hitting decks that aren't out yet. Like, those decks have to exist before they can hit them, and I think a lot of people are going to be happy going into this upcoming like YCS season to see that you don't have to worry about tier mirrors anymore. People will be playing different decks.
I'm looking forward to some stuff, and there's some other. Okay, we'll talk about stuff.
Yeah, well, there's some interesting stuff at the bottom of the list. Not a lot of people are harping on. First of all, though, AFD is going to be unbanned. It's going to be limit 1. March 10th, when the new errata will be street legal.
Oh, when the errata. Okay,
yeah. They have a caveat here for March 10th, so it's not going to be legal until I think that's the Maze of Memories set comes out with the reprint that's going to have the errata.
Like,
so.
it's like that makes sense. Yeah,
It's like what they did with Firewall, where they're like, hey, we know Firewall's getting an errata. The errata will be printed. Here's the date it's going to be printed. That is when you can play Firewall again.
I still think Firewall is good in a Cyber's deck.
It is good in a Cyber's deck, but there's a lot of good shit. So, semi-limits didn't change, and that was it for limits. Was they limited a whole bunch of shit, and then the unlimits. So this is the weird zone.
I don't agree with all of
I don't
this.
agree with the first things on the list, but the bottom half, I don't
yeah,
give I have a feeling
I
I
don't
really care that much.
Does the TCG BANLIST people think that Hulk was the problem with Destrudo? Like, Destrudo to 3?
At least the Jet Synchron and Olayan.
This might be a hot take. I do not think Hulk is the most egregious one on this list.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying, like, Destrudo is a tuner who was well known for doing some nonsense and being a free body, but I don't think that's a card that necessarily we should be talking about putting to 3 because Hulk is banned. But
yeah, I don't know about put to 3. That's a weird one.
I mean, I obviously that means you're going to be sucking up half your life points.
Like,
that
I'll
can be
real,
risky.
I don't think putting Destrudo to 3 does anything because of the half life point thing and the hard ones per turn.
But it could.
I don't think that effectively does anything.
But I mean, personally, I'm a little shaky on the Jet Synchron and Mecha Phantom Beast. Like, they're probably okay without
Jet
Hulk,
Synchron
but
is the one I'm more shaky on.
I see, because they never were bad in Master Duel. Even like they never went all the way off. They just banned Hulk instead. I have seen people do like proper lines with Phantom Beast and Jet Synchron and shit, and it's still like a lot of free bodies, a lot of extra summons to set up some guys. I don't know if those guys and those boards are bad, but
no, yeah, there's specifically 2 in here that I'm perplexed.
hell, would you? I'm wondering, would you just to make your mills better? Would you put like Jet Synchron and Mecha Phantom Beast into like tier type decks? Just try and get better mills?
Maybe.
I don't know. It just seems like a weird one. Servant Endymion to 3. Pen doesn't fucking do anything. That's probably not a problem.
No, I wouldn't say that.
Well, it's true. We're in a new format. We don't know if Pen doesn't do anything.
This is a, like, I know Pen, people are like, oh, Pen, whatever. But this is the strongest Pen deck, and has been since it came out.
And we do have Spellbook of Judgment did come back to 1.
Yeah.
They didn't move it any further. But
it's, like, it's definitely not the one I'm the most eyebrow raising on, but
Yeah.
it's definitely, like, that could be...
So, yeah, they took...
Yeah, let's talk about the elephant in the room.
The giant one, the giant elephant.
What is Lithosogym doing it?
I'm gonna go try.
Well,
the Dojo
hey
out
Dallas,
now.
did you read anything
Freaking
about the
Dino.
new dinosaur support that's about to come out in the next deck build pack?
Okay.
Dinos are gonna be pushed. So
Gotcha.
Fusions and Synchros.
and Xyz. No, it's everything.
it's
And they've got
everything.
retrains of like old normal
Yeah.
monster dinosaurs and all that shit. Like
I'm happy because it makes my True King deck better, but like
yeah,
I
this
don't feel
one's
bad for anyone who spent that much money on an Ishizu tier deck.
they knew it was a limited time offer.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, like True King Lithosogym. Now, admittedly, dinos haven't done anything in like 2 years, I think, in terms of like meta clears.
Pretty much.
But it's not
But-
one of those things about like I'm not even necessarily worried about dinos specifically.
Well, it is
Lithosogym
true.
is a card designed in a way that having multiple of it is beneficial.
Yes.
It's not like Destrudo where I don't see the difference between 1 Destrudo and 3 Destrudo.
Yeah.
There's a significant difference between 1 Lithosogym and 3 Lithosogym.
Yeah, it means that you draw Lithosogym several factors more
also,
frequently.
you don't brick on Lithosogym because you can pop Lithosogym with Lithosogym.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was about to bring that up. Yeah.
Yada
Uses
Garasi to
itself.
3 doesn't do anything.
That fucking.
cares?
And I don't think Spiral Resort to 3 does anything because Master Plan
Okay.
is still banned.
I want to bitch about that though.
What's up?
This doesn't do anything, and if you wanted to throw Spiral a bone, leave Resort at 1 and move Master Plan to 1, because then the deck works better instead of not working.
I
Yeah,
mean,
I don't know. Konami
it
might
makes
just be trying to
offer-
clean up the list. I don't know.
Hey, it makes our series work a bit more, but since they've got more than 1 Spiral Resort anyway.
God, Spiral Resort. If we ever
You've
get
got
back
like
to it.
thousands. of
Only
them.
Marth has the
Rare
actual
or
Spiral
common.
deck.
But yeah,
Resort was low rarity. But no, I just think, like, if you want to help Spiral as a deck, this does nothing for it. The only thing that helps Spiral as a deck that is advisable is Master Plan to 1. Because you can't put Quick Fix to more than 1 because it literally breaks the game. Because of non-hard ones returning.
Yeah, so that's going to be a theme of tonight's episode, because as I mentioned earlier and you see in the thumbnail, it's 6 Sams, so we're all about non-once per turns here.
Yeah.
And showing the ban list is really good because I would like to bring up a thing about 6 Sam. 6 Sam is a fan-favorite deck. It started in, I think, technically mid-GX. It was Strike of Neos. It wasn't super great then, but it was a deck. And obviously it came to, I think it's, like, first...
It had a couple of tournament showings in the first tour.
Yeah, I don't know if it was,
the
like...
back of the Grandmaster.
Yeah. Well, it's like a Batterman Industrial Strength when you've got your own, like, in-archetype Chaos monster.
Well, Grandmaster's not Chaos. He's just, if you have a 6 Sam...
Right, no, that's Anishi is the banish too. Grandmaster is if you've got enough guys, you just
Grandmaster
summon.
is a Sidra, but better.
Yeah, free summons. But, yeah, so, 6 Sams were popular. Let me see how far back. Okay, yeah, no, it does go that far back. It goes all the way when they first came out in 2007. I have lists from top decks. They were at Nationals and Shonen Jump champions.
Yeah.
They only a couple until the 2011 support, but they were showing up to top cuts. And actually, according to this, in February 2008 at the Shonen Jump Championship Houston, 6 Sams took first place.
Yeah. The 6 Sams has been a popular deck up until about 2013, I would say.
Yeah, so obviously when they got their Synchro support, very, very popular, all the way through 12, and 13 is about when they got their second wave of support. There are a couple of attempts out there, and apparently in the year 2018, in Omaha, Nebraska, at a regional, they once again got first place.
Yeah. Can I tell you why they got first place?
Sure.
They got another card on the ban list because of it, I believe.
Which
Obongo Bongos.
Look at the extra deck.
With the Obongo Bongos.
Ah, yes, no, I see that. Yes, right here. Under 2 copies of number 75 Bamboozling Gossip Shadow, 1 copy of number 86 Rongo Miniad. They're also playing Isold Firewall. So Firewall was still legal. Nightmare Goblin was still legal. So yeah, no, it's just a who's who of, hey, if you have plus infinite summons, you can do some dumb shit.
I'm not gonna say I've been doing some testing because I don't think we've banned Goblin on our own series yet.
No, nobody could abuse Goblin yet.
Oh, I've been doing some testing with 6 Sams and Goblin. I've been doing some testing.
I think we preemptively got Rongo Bongo.
Yes, we did ban Rongo Bongo.
Like, he showed up in some extra decks and we were like, no, none. But yeah, so let me switch'll chat to the right window so we can start showing art. But yeah, so 6 Sam has been a successful, popular, fan-favorite deck for a long time. They've got a lot of recurring themes.
Yeah.
So there's a lot going on there.
The main reason 6 Sam didn't take off the first wave had nothing to do with 6 Sam.
Yeah, it's because it's called they came out in late GX.
Yeah, it's called...
Or mid to late
6
GX.
Sams are really good... Oh, wait, that happened. Okay.
Yeah, when you're... And we'll get into it when we talk about their effects, right? When you get into what they're up against, the first waves of 6 Sams are okay, but they're not like Dark Armed Dragon, Light Sworn, and Glad Beast okay.
I mean, even Light Sworn is a... Original Light Sworn is a...
Yeah, no, original Light Sworn as well, that's true. They're not...
That.
That might be a little more on par, just a little possible spicier. But yeah, no. So 6 Sams.
That's like a far third.
Now that all said, I will point out, we've talked about Konami cleaning random shit off the ban list. Gateway is still at 1 in both the OCG and the TCG.
Gateway needs to stay at 1 because it's not once per turn and not once per chain.
Yeah. So basically, even if 6 Sams haven't been relevant since a lot of bullshit extra deck cards were legal. Like, I'm sure Konami understands that they can't just unpack a new card, like an old card, and let them rip because you'll be able to go plus infinite. You
can literally go infinite with it.
I don't know what you do with that these days, but I'm
3
sure.
access codes.
Yeah, I guess that would be it, right? You would just make access code.
Like,
How does
you'd
update
make,
jammer
like,
work?
Actually, wait. Could you make like I guess a 5-mat Appaloosa?
You could make unlimited Appaloosas.
You could make a 6-mat Appaloosa.
Yeah, they have extra deck monsters. Axe. You can play in the EMZ if you want.
No, my idea was like you'd make the Appaloosa first, and then you make the access codes.
I mean, you could literally make,
That
like I said,
you could make as many IP Masquerena lines as you
if
like.
You have
Yeah, it's
the access to 3 gateways. You can essentially make infinite link monsters.
yeah. And if you do that right, that's game over. I was watching. By the way, Dallas, you should go watch MBT's VOD of the Master Circuit series he did. One, because they did it best of 3, but you'll be very pleased. There were several MathMech at Ignister players in Top Cut. One of which was a featured match.
Oh my god! As someone who's played Six Samurai in the modern format, there is nothing more sad. This is literally the only reason I would ever want Maxi to be legal again. There is nothing more satisfying than when your opponent maxis you in draw phase and you've realized they've lost the game.
Yeah, they just shotgun the maxi and you're just like, oh.
Oh.
I see. So you wish to lose via deck out. Cool. All right. How many cards you got in there? Let me special summon 35 times. And that's not. It ain't no thing. Ain't no thing to 6-Sam these days. It's freaky and or deaky.
No,
Honestly, with 6-Sam,
in actual 6-Sams with the actual bad list, you don't actually do anything with all those summons.
I guess the weird thing about 6-Sam is like, will they be viable like in a format that where there's not really negates there's not really like, negates in popularity?
No, there's no endboard. That's a problem. Like,
oh yeah, they don't really have good payoff.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, honestly, I think if you were playing 6-Sam right now, your plan would be to just make the biggest bonklist access code you could.
Here's the thing. 6-Sam can technically go infinite right now, but they go infinite in the way that you cycle the same 3 monsters on the field over and over and over again.
Yeah, so without, like, figuring out a line to do, like, a cannon soldier type shit, that won't do anything.
Yeah, and you can't, and honestly, the TCC should just ban those cards.
Oh, yeah, I know. Like, as funny as Telefon FTK is, we should just get rid of Cannon Soldier.
It makes me think of the new ninja cards that came out, like, a few months ago.
Yeah, they might get. I mean, they might. We're in an anniversary year. Konami's going pretty big on 25 years. 6-Sam is an old. 6-Sam's the kind of archetype that you could point to, and like Yugi boomers, other than the Act Man, who apparently hates everything that wasn't exactly dual monsters, but also he hates dual monsters because it was sent anyway.
Have you literally seen like the really old Rada post when I think another guy who basically did that exact whole thing? I love BT's response to that of being like, listen, dude. Just kill the boomer in your head, and you'll feel better about yourself.
Yeah, I like MBT's video response to that because like, I don't think anybody but like he knows the depths of how stupid Yu-Gi-Oh is sometimes, and this format in particular. But like, it's not really that hard. And there was a very interesting magical hats. There was a very interesting magical hats he had the other day where they were debating if the game is too expensive, and the general vibe seemed to be that like. Right now, being a Tier 0 format with an exact literal net deck list, yeah, that's pretty costly. But if you just want to play Yu-Gi-Oh! With your friends at a local level, it's very easy to invest in. I found it very funny, by the way, that MBT personal take was Yu-Gi-Oh! Is too expensive. My brother in Raw, you made Broke Boy. You showed me that, like, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is really fun on a budget.
You could play limited formats actually quite cheap.
It's more expensive than it should be because of Konami's, I'll be generous and say negligence.
Yes, I believe this was brought up in the Magical Hats. There have been reprints of key cards, but they've been lateral. It's been a while since Konami, like, really undercranked the rarity of a card. Like, there's no common printing of Droplet, for instance.
Like, I hate to use this example, but I always do. It's the Wizards' business model is much more player-friendly, where they will reprint everything, but the way they milk money out of people is by releasing the super ultra special edition super buttfuck version of this printing.
Yeah, it's true, but Wizards also has made other bad business decisions.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying they're. I'm just
like,
saying in this specific instance.
Their reprint system is okay, other than that I do know that a lot of people were getting fatigued over how many times they were printing and reprinting because they were really trying to crank the number of Magic sets they were releasing for a while there. And that got people kind of like buyer's fatigue for the other way. But yeah, it's really interesting. And I think that in general, I mean, the main thing with Yu-Gi-Oh! Is just actually like support other formats. Like, give us more Speed Duels product. Bring Rush Duels over here. Like, you trust Konami. Trust me, I am on the internet. There are people who will not see Rush Duel as a competing product. They will not touch it.
I don't understand how Konami, like, they must just not pay attention to the American business market. That has to be it, because I don't see how you can understand how much money Magic has made off of the back of Commander and be like, hey, supporting alternate formats doesn't do anything for business.
It comes from a situation of
I don't know.
a lot
Maybe
of
it's
their design base that isn't planted in the Americas is very much like a lot of Japanese companies where it's based off how like the OCG works, but also I see a lot of Japanese companies that are kind of big to a certain level to where they have it. It also basically like certain figures where certain Japanese companies see 90% of the revenue from Japan and 10% everywhere else.
But even so, I want to say, the other thing though is like, but Konami in Japan understands like the value of an alternate format. They launched one. It's called Rush. Like they saw in Japan that they had this gap where like regular Yu-Gi-Oh was only being played by old otaku, full-blown adults who were playing it because they got into it as kids or whatever. And despite the fact that Konami is probably spending a not insignificant amount of money producing propaganda marketing cartoons all the time, obviously you can make your own statements about how certain parts of like Vrains and Arc V were like had budget issues, but like they're actually attempting to do this marketing stuff and realize that like, oh, we've got a gap here, and they invented a product to close that gap, which seems to be successful. It has a lot of really interesting game design conceits they've done. Whereas over here, like, our equivalent of that is Speed Duels, which is just, hey, are you too much of a boomer to play Duel Links on your phone? Play Duel Links in person, and we'll authorize all those retro decks you like. I mean, I think that Speed is cool, but it's still...
I just think it's worse than Duel Links, personally.
Well, yeah, because they've only just now hit the GX era. Duel Links is in
I really think Rush is a better designed game, even though it's almost very different than how it is.
Designed
I actually think
is a strong word.
I don't want to say
iterated.
I mean, layout wise, yes, they figured out how to do Yu-Gi-Oh cards cleaner and make more sense and like
effects and stats a bit more. Weirdly enough.
Well, I don't know about that. I don't assume that to be true because Rush also has a pool of about 5 billion cards. I'm sure plenty of them suck.
Duel Links is way more balanced than Yu-Gi-Oh even is.
Well, that's because they get to pick some stuff. But yeah, some Speed Duel stuff. Like, so I don't know why they just don't release Rush over here. I also like they don't even have to do anything to support like the other ideas they came up with. What were the big? There's like 4 alternates they came up with. So let's see. One of them was Rivalry of the Warlords. That's just you play with pre-made decks. That doesn't matter. So they don't have to do anything to do really to support, genuinely to support Time Wizard, Deckmaster, and Common Charity that much. What you need to do for
they just need to.
Deckmaster needs its own FL list. Somebody needs to bite that bullet. Like, until they do that, you will literally never see Deckmaster events.
Well, it's like that. That's the thing. That's what Wizards had to do with Commander. Essentially, is they went, okay, you can't use these cards as commanders because we've already seen how you broke them to pieces.
Time Wizard is literally played with historical forbidden limited lists, so it doesn't matter. The only thing that would matter is if they started doing retro set reprints. I think they should do that, but we'll see. This is an anniversary year, so we'll see how they take that.
Yeah, because I'm just looking like this is the problem I have with Yu-Gi-Oh's pricing. There's a key card, a key extra card. I would argue it is one of the best and most needed extra cards in the entire game. It is $70.
Which one?
Baron de Fleur.
Well, we're getting another Baron reprint. So we'll see. Let me actually see.
I think this is supposed to be. Or wait, has it come out yet?
No. That's, I believe, Maze of Memories is said to include one. So yeah, let's see. The Synchro Storm version is $75 and has, I thought it was reprinted at least once already.
Nope.
Nope, yeah. We're at an all-time low price. Well, not all-time, but we're at a pretty low price right now. It was...
Yeah, it's because tier elements made Baron less popular.
But it's coming back. And yeah, so yeah, I believe they have announced there will be a Barone reprint this year. But yeah, that's like... and some of that I think is that Konami had a lot of supply chain and shipping and like boxing issues during the pandemic. Like our meta in the TCG was literally warped by the fact that the Runic Valiant's Labyrinth set didn't come out until after Pote with Sprite and Tier. Like we ended up in a completely different meta.
The pain of how because we have no way to gate cards from each other.
It's so funny. Do you want to know what one of the most expensive decks is right now?
Besides Kashtira presale?
Yeah.
Yeah, what is?
I think it actually might be more expensive than Kashtira. Genuinely.
She is.
Ex's sister.
Oh, and that's such a shame. Extra Sister's not even that good.
Don't they lose hard to Kashtira anyway?
$40 per card.
I don't know.
Sophia is $25 per copy.
Well, they were a deck build pack, so maybe they haven't gotten their wave of reprints.
Weird to say about it. Are any of... Is it like the other ones were like the main...
Also, Omega, Rip You, Labyrinth is expensive.
Oh, no. I know Labyrinth in real life is expensive. That's because it's good. Well, Axe, get to your fucking point then. Stop equivocating. What are you asking?
But you say that's expensive, but I know most like higher decks had where it's like 57 to 68 per card for like mainstay staple extra deck to like main deck cards for like Sprite and like other like Sprite and Tier. It's like you call extras are expensive, but comparatively to Yu-Gi-Oh, it's not.
Yeah, and that's a problem. If you think $25 per card for a
and honestly, some of this is Konami's problem because they just don't. We understand how core sets get reprinted. There'll be a mega pack. Some rarities will be moved around. Usually the price tanks after that. Sometimes with a maximum gold also. Like, access code's price has been up and down based on printings. With deck build packs and some side sets, which is where, like, a lot of Extra Sister came from and stuff, that is not always... We know when those are, and that really drives the price up. And part of it is, unfortunately, because of investor gremlins. Like, Konami doesn't directly benefit from the secondary market. Obviously, they move a decent amount of product that way, getting lunatics to buy cases of Yu-Gi-Oh cards. And they try with shit like collector's rares and, like, extra Starlight rares and shit. Like, they try to add some extra value with not, like, crushing anything, you know? Like, a lot of sets in the TCG have an extra Starlight rare that's a reprint that doesn't mean anything. Like, I think our upcoming one is going to be... what was it? Is it Black Rose or was that last time? I don't remember. There's like extra Starlight rares and shit they tuck into sets as like reprints only.
I'll just put this in perspective. The top deck in Yu-Gi-Oh right now is the most popular deck. I shouldn't even say top deck because that's not a good comparison. Most popular deck's about $300 for the build. The most popular deck in Magic right now is $32.
Well, in standard, I think MBT has a good point. Too many people try
modern. I don't have this.
Or modern, whatever. It's whatever the format is that people play that's not Legacy. And I think MBT has a good point. Well, unless you're a Saudi Prince, but that's MBT has said this. This is a good point. Yu-Gi-Oh is only Legacy is the problem.
That's true.
So the prices are high. I would really love for them to start encouraging like common charity by either releasing a ban list or releasing more common cards.
It doesn't have the same problems as Legacy, because the issue with Legacy is never the new cards, it's that the old cards have never gotten cheaper. With Yu-Gi-Oh, all the old cards have like 50 billion reprints.
Sometimes they're still expensive. It goes around and around. Anyway, we got like 35 of these guys to get through. I just realized, and we've been streaming for 45 minutes. We should talk about 6 Sames. We talked a little, but...
good. I was about to mention
that. So I have Kagemusha of the Blue Flame up. This card is very interesting. Because he is a Shien card.
Yes.
And legally, by the way, he's actually a Shien card. This is important. He contains the phrase that translates to Shien. That got translated as Blue Flame. It's, I think, could be more purple, violet, basically. But yeah, so yeah, this guy is technically a Shien card. I suspect if he was ever printed again, he would probably be errataed. However, because he is a fucking worthless normal 2-star monster, he has only ever been printed in Lob and never been reprinted. So Konami has never had to fix their mistake because no 6-Sam player has ever been fuckled by the fact that legally Kagemusha of the Blue Flame should actually be called Shien'S body double. But yeah, no, this is technically in the 6-Sam oeuvre. Literally, by rules, he is a Shien.
And he does become a Shien card.
Yes, because again, his name is literally Shien'S body double. That said, this is like the most generic Yu-Gi-Oh! Warrior art I have ever seen. I would not be surprised if this was a Kaz original. Like, it's just a muscly boy with a sword and a stick.
It weirdly looks like a Dragon Ball Z character to me.
I think it's the muscles and the fact that he's not wearing a shirt.
And that he's pink.
He is kind of very pink, yeah.
I was gonna say retro JRPG because it looks like there's a pixel trees in the background.
That's a good shout.
There's some pixel trees.
I honestly, it feels like a Famicom kind of art.
Okay, good. Nice to see you and I on the same wavelength.
I also want to point out, since Dallas brought up his pink, he's pink. I think his hair and his skin are the same color. That's a little weird. It's a little weird. They're not exactly, but I'm like, those are way too close. Skin and hair should be different.
Yeah,
it's
I'm
weird.
pretty sure he has the worst sunburn ever.
Well, he is of the Blue Flame. So it's not really important, but he is a level 2 Earth Warrior. He's got 800, 400. His flavor text says, serving as a double for the ruler of Blue Flame, Shogun Shien, he is a master swordsman that wields a fine blade. This is
the issue of it is early translation, and they didn't know there was meant to be like actual connected.
Yeah, this is totally a Frog the Jam situation. Like, I don't know why they decided to make them a thing way later. Like, as I said, this wasn't until Strike of Neos is when all the big 6-Sams hit. So, like, some weird wiggle room, but yeah.
Quick question: is my fan picking up?
A little bit, but it's not a big deal. I've got background music, remember?
Okay,
I'll also
good.
say this. I tried to make this card work in 6-Sam. It doesn't.
No, it's because I don't.
I mean,
I think the reason why they haven't had to issue an errata is because I don't know if there's any card that generically does anything with Shien monsters.
You can search it. That's about as much as you can do.
Okay, so you can search it. That's interesting.
Yeah,
but
you can search it. That's it.
It's there's literally no reason to. I mean, listen. We just talked about needing old reprints. I would love for Konami to have to tuck this guy in as a pack filler with an errata just to fill space. That would be funny. But
I mean,
they don't need to.
This guy got reprinted as Kagemusha of the 6-Sam.
Well, it's true. They did retrain him. But let's start talking about the actual 6-Sams.
My bad.
So we'll be going in alphabetical order for this batch. First of all, 6 Samurai, Iro. So we've talked about this. These guys have a weird, like, I'm shocked nobody made a joke about how the Magic Kamigawa Neon Dynasty stole this look.
Actually, I've never noticed until you brought up that like I thought the Cyber Samurai stuff came for like with the second wave, not the...
No.
They were always
they've
Cyber
always
Samurai.
been a little weirdly Tron.
They were always Techno Samurai.
Yeah, they were always cyberpunk. Not cyberpunk, but
Cyber.
Yeah, they're weirdly they're cyber in that, you know, again, like Famicom game way, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, this is Iro. He's the purple one. He's got a cool visor. He's wearing.
This is one of the 2 original cards you might have seen used.
Yeah. 6-Sams were a little sketchy back in the day, but here he is. He's got a probably like an Odachi because it's big and long. So he's got a big sword in his sheath like a baller. Not really a lot else to say. He's very purple. He's standing on the Shien symbol. He's got some leaves. It's very dramatic. The whole thing. All right. Also, I should clarify since we didn't bring it up. 6-Sams are all warriors, but they're in various different levels. Usually the core 6-Sams are 3s or 4s for reasons we'll get into. One being they do have a synchro line, so... but they are all different attributes usually, because there are 6 attributes and 6 samurai. Also, technically, 6 samurai is a little bit of a translation embellishment. It is Rokubushu in Japanese, which just means 6 war guys. Guys who do war. 6 samurai is a lot more punchy with the alliteration.
Well, yeah, and I think we would be remiss to not mention they're definitely making an allusion to what is quite possibly one of the most important films in cinema history.
Yeah. They're the 6, not the 7, though they do technically have a 7th guy, if you count Shien.
Yes, they
Florida's separate.
But yeah, like, thank you, Loth. I might put that meme up later. But yeah, so, they're all over the place. Ito is dark, in case you couldn't guess from the fact that he is purple. Zed, not a lot. We talked about the ban list and how expensive Yu-Gi-Oh! Is for like 50 minutes. This is our first actual 6-Sam card. But yeah, Ito, he is a Dark Warrior, level 4, 1700 attack, 1200 defense. At the start of the damage step, if this card attacked a face-down defense position monster, destroy that monster. You must control a face-up 6-Sam monster with a different name to activate and resolve this effect. And then most of the original 6-Sams, and I think a lot of the future cards have this follow-up effect as well, which is just, if this card would be destroyed, you can destroy another face-up 6-Sam you control instead. So I will probably shorthand that as he has the replacement effect.
I don't think I've ever activated that effect in my entire life.
No, not usually. Usually, I mean, hypothetically, your opponent might target one of your guys, but I feel like usually you just fucking die to multiple shit anyway. Like, you're just getting blown out by, like, a dark hole or something. But yeah, Iro is similar to, like, Sasuke Samurai and some other cards. He yeets face downs before they flip.
I mean, looking at his arts, he is the most generic of all of them, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, he's the one that's got, like, the actual eye covers, though, so I think he's more going for, like, the...
I'm sorry, Axe.
No, you actually had a point. Go ahead.
Doesn't he need another 6-Sam to actually blow up the face down, though?
Yes.
Yes.
That's not super hard with the way they work. But it is a little slow. Also, you're wrong, Zed. We did give Kagemusha the nod. So yes, honestly, you technically missed that. It just really doesn't matter.
Honestly, I see a thing of... Considering I think some other of their spell traps, it's that a lot of their effects are to be like their team tactics, I think?
Yes, but... they are... They literally have shit like, you know, teamworks, unification, tactics, etc. together. Like, they are meant to be... Oh my god, stop doing save as. Copy image. Why are those next to each other?
It's like, I think for Iroh, it's like, he's got kind of like the weird pseudo-blind.
He definitely has the Ronin vibes, if I were to say anything.
Yeah. Because he's only wearing, like, partial armor. Also, I don't... Yeah, I guess he's wearing his booties under his Hakama pants. It's a little awkward. Yeah, he's got the long hair. He's muscular. Yeah, he's got a big sword, not a normal one. But let's continue to talk about how these guys are weird. With the next one, the fire one. This is...
I think this one was used too,
6 Samurai. Come on. Come on!
Yeah, I just noticed that they layer all his dynamite cases to make it look like old Japanese armor. That's pretty good, actually.
Yeah, nope. In case you forgot, this is the fire one, the pipe bomb one.
Okay.
Actually, I just realized this guy's not censored, but the other fire one is. They changed the flame on his pipe bomb from red to blue. That's so weird, Konami.
I'm not crazy, right? This is just a Japanese skin for Junkrat.
I mean, no, you're not crazy. That is the vibe we're going for here. He's got a little gremlin look on his face. He is covered in dynamite.
I hear Australian coming from my computer.
It's from Junkrat though. Is that image? It wouldn't be immaculate. It would be like he'd be broken. And there'd at least be like chest hair.
I don't know. There are skins that are clean on everybody, because the modeling team has to show off. But yeah, no, like there's not much else to say about this guy. He's wearing dynamite samurai armor. That's his thing. Do we have anything else to add?
That's very stupid armor design. I can't avoid it.
No, it's not a great idea.
Omega, if you remember Ned, Steve, take off the dynamite first.
Basically.
Good callback.
Honestly, I feel like, to me, it feels like the bit is that it's meant to look like old Odori armor.
Well, yes, it does look like Odori, but
dynamite, so that's stupid.
It's very also clearly his ammo, and that is a bad idea.
The thing is, I think they look inert until I think he like opens the cap.
because gunpowder doesn't work that way, Axe. If you shoot it explodes.
Yeah, no. If there's any friction or spark or anything, honestly, hitting it. He's got some metal plates in there. Hitting it with a sword might make it catch.
This isn't an atomic bomb.
There's something volatile in the tube that blows up when you light a fuse in it. You probably shouldn't be wearing that on your body like that.
I don't think this guy cares.
No. You are absolutely correct. Camon does not look like he gives a single fuck. He's like, what are you gonna do? Blow me up? Says man who was blown up.
Yeah.
Today is a good day to die.
Alternatively, this is just that meme about fucking Fist of the North Star. Hey, whatever works. I don't think throwing dynamite is legitimate martial art. Hey, whatever works. That's this guy. That's Camon.
I don't know who says that actually. Yeah.
But yeah, he's a warrior level 3. He has fire. He has 1500 attack and 1000 defense. So for a level 3, decent stats. Once per turn, target a face-up spell trap, destroy it. You must control 6 Sam, and then it has the other one. Oh, and it can't declare an attack the turn you blow up a spell trap. So yes, Dallas, you are correct. He was probably teched in to certain builds, but
this guy was run at 1 and like.
He is not a mainstay, but because he is searchable in certain versions of the deck at certain times. And obviously, like, all of the main 6 Sams are searchable after a certain point, but I think Smoke Signal came out first. That's only 3 or lower. So, like, there's some room there and some flexibility to having him out there to pop face-ups. But yeah, there's a lot of interesting possibilities there, but still, he can't attack, and he is only 15, so it's not the greatest. Let's pull up our next one. These guys are very backloaded because several of the original boys have Y names, and there's one Z name in there. I said it's Zed for Loth. One Zedge name. This is not that guy. This is Six Samurai Nisashi.
Did you do it for Zed in chat?
So I will say this, Dallas, to what you said earlier. This guy feels more generic than Iroh. Iroh feels like he actually has something going. And like, come on, this guy feels way more generic.
They're both really generic. This is a very generic anime soldier guy. Like, he's green. I assume his name is Nisashi because he has 2 swords.
Yeah.
Omega, can I just say one thing?
Go for it.
About this guy before I mute up again? Anchor arms.
Oh yeah, this man is life jacked.
He lifts, bro. And he's gonna tell me about how much he lifts as he stabs me with 2 swords.
Why does it feel like this guy looks like what was the jacked up guy in D Heroes?
Oh God, which one?
Dreadmaster?
I don't think it was Dreadmaster.
Well, Dreadmaster was one of the yoked guys, but
I think don't quite remember, but
there were a lot of D
give me
Heroes.
those sort of vibes just with armor on. Actually, wait, this guy would look like a like 90% less than that guy.
Okay, I'll be the one to say it. This is just a JoJo's character. He has purple hair.
It feels like it, yes.
Goatee,
Oh yeah, no. This is like, and with that, the way his eyes look,
JoJo's.
this guy's a part 3 guy.
I was going to say, this is a part 2 or part 3 character.
Yeah, like.
Or
No, he's not nearly fabulous enough to be a part 2 character.
Well, part 2 poop.
no. Yeah.
Let's not argue about the exact aesthetics of every JoJo part, because in the manga they blend together.
Excuse me.
Fair.
But like, yeah, no, like, yeah, he's got a weird dramatic shadow. This is his insert screen when they want to talk about his stand. It's yeah. One thing I want to say, by the way, I'm gonna say this guy's stat line in a second. His stat line does not fit his art. So this is the wind one. Nisashi is a wind warrior level 4 with 1400 attack and 700 defense. Now I know why they did that, because his effect is if you control a second 6 Sam, or at least one more, he can attack twice. Because 2 swords, get it? Get what he's going for?
This
but
card was never used.
his stat line is bad. Like a 14 double attacker, like even by Strike of Neo's terms, that's bad. And you have to control an extra guy? Ugh, no.
Yeah. I think if I remember with 6 Sams, there's at least, I think, 3 non-6 Sam cards that show them.
There's a couple.
I think it's like, evenly matched, face-off, standoff.
Alright, let's grab the next one.
But it's sort of, I think. It is sort of crazy because I think... Are we doing Legendary 6 Sams in this?
We're doing everything.
Oh, yeah, so Legendary 6 Sams are before 6 Sams, but in terms of order, release...
Like I said, it's a prequel arc, yeah.
It's a very
There's
weird.
a lot of stuff going on with him. So this is Yaichi, the bow one.
He's got an archer's hat.
Yeah.
He's got a composite bow, so he's got like a retro-futuristic kind of thing. It's like, hey, it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
For what it is. It's an
He's
archer.
got the little draw line
His hat
through
is
it.
dumb, but
I mean, that's most Japanese archer hats were kind of dumb.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a goofy hat. He does have an eyepiece, though.
Yeah.
I don't know what the bow is plugged into. Why does it need to be plugged in?
I don't know. He's got a battery. Well, the bowstring is made of energy, so probably
It's made
needs
of
a
hard light.
fucking plug.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah. I think the vibe here is
this
this is
guy
supposed
is probably my least favorite design. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
I find it kind of weird that all of his Tron lines are yellow when this is the water one. I feel like he should be blue.
Yeah.
Or maybe like silver because he's in the moonlight. Also, by the way, shout out to Shien fucking like projecting the image of his logo on the moon. Real supervillain hours.
Moon.
Hello, so Sheen is casting Infinite Tsukuyomi.
You beat me to it! God damn it!
Now, this Loth is why you shouldn't stuff your face when we're recording. You can't speak with your mouth full.
It's the morning though. He just wants lunch.
By the way, great background shot. Lovely, huge moon in the background. Beautiful stars. The fucking trees, the like Japanese style pine trees. Really cool.
I like everything in this shot that isn't him.
Yaichi is a little generic.
I like it for what it is comparatively, but
Well, no, I think that's what I was saying. I think comparatively, he's the worst one.
I mean, I don't know if I would say he's worse.
I don't know what
than the
makes things
generic
qualify
ones?
as good for you anymore, Dallas. I really don't.
I just think his armor looks ugly. The shade of yellow they're using is not.
The shade of
flattering.
yellow is not good. I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with the armor.
It's piss. It's
But that's
So
okay.
I will say,
That's okay.
maybe
Dallas
because
is
I'm
a
playing-
Actually, no, I shouldn't say that. The internet would
because
take
I've been
that
playing-
incorrectly if I called Dallas a well-known racist against Japanese people.
no, I think he's a
Don't
well-known
take
critic.
that one out of context.
He's a well-known critic of Japanese people or
Well, no, 'cause
Japanese properties.
I like Iroh's art, and I like.
I thought you said you didn't like it.
No, I just said it looked very generic Ronin. I didn't
It
say
is
I
pretty
didn't like
standard.
that.
No,
Yeah.
But this is definitely a actual style of armor.
This sometimes proves that generic does not mean worse.
I mean, it's because I've been playing Ghost of Tsushima a lot, where it's like I appreciate it being like this. It's goofy, but it also looks like actual archer armor, so that's kind of why I
Well,
liked
yeah,
it.
they have the
The
background
hat
for
does
it.
not. The hat does not.
The hat looks a little
I
weird
mean,
with the Tron lines.
It's kind of close, but like they had to make it like a solid thing instead of like fabric.
It looks like he could bonk
It's
you
in a
with his
zigzag
helmet.
pattern.
Yeah, I think the aesthetics of this are gonna be a little wacky tobacky. Yaichi is the water one I mentioned that earlier. They are a warrior, 1300 attack, 800 defense. Once per turn, destroy a set spell trap. It can't declare an attack that turn, and you must control a different 6 Sam to do the thing, and it has the replacement effect. So Yaichi does what Kamon does, but for sets. Yaichi was played, I don't want to say like infinitely more, but I believe was generally more popular than Kamon because popping set cards is usually better than face-ups.
Yeah, I think Yaichi was played a little bit.
Yes, no, I know for a fact Yaichi has been played in different versions of this deck because of stuff like history and jank. Like,
Not a lot of them, I'll say that.
no, probably not, but like out of the original effects, that is one of the ones of all time to actually remove set spells.
One of the ones of all
Well,
time.
here's the thing. This, to me, if I'm remembering my deck building correctly, this is the guy who was in all of the side decks.
And yeah, and maybe
people
they
main
just cited
deck
more,
this guy.
but like he was definitely played way more than Kamon.
Just looking at, I think it's 2008 Houston. He was 3 in the main deck.
Yep, there it is.
Well, that's because there wasn't anything in that one.
Yeah.
But like he was definitely one of the guys we played. Let's move on to the Earth one. This is Yariza.
Now, this is one no one plays.
Yes, 6 Samurai Yariza because he's got a spear. Get it, Yari. They're all like references. It's a blowtorch power spear. Or alternatively, it's a fucking light stick. I think I killed a necromorph with this earlier today.
I'm gonna be honest.
Honestly, I have a weird game that I'll tell you later, but it's just a fun thing.
All right.
But,
Anyway, what were you gonna say?
Why isn't
It
this
more
guy
things you think of
water
like a plasma torch, but like in the form of a spear.
I mean, it is. I did say it was a blowtorch. Yes, Dallas, you.
Why isn't this guy the water one? He's wearing a rebreather and he's covered in blue.
Yeah, I literally don't know. I think that they maybe Konami just forgot. Like, I think this guy should be the water one and Yaichi should be the earth one, but they just didn't. So he's blue.
Like, if you showed me this guy in like in a Muso game, sure, I'd be down for that. But in Six Sands,
I'm not a huge fan of the cable spear. Like, I don't enjoy it.
No, I get what they're going for, but
Yeah.
it's listen. There's a reason why lightsabers had cables for one period of time, and then they fixed that.
People just
I
cut the
mean,
cable. They just
for
cut the
example,
cables
if-
during the fight.
if this was the kind of thing where he throw the spear and then just ripcord it back, that would be good.
I mean, he could probably do that, but
like
that's
a
grapple
harpoon.
spear.
Honestly, it would have been better if he had a Kusari but that's more ninja
Once again,
associated.
this guy being Earth pisses me off. I'm sorry.
because
I
he's
can't.
so blue.
He's so water.
Yeah, I know. No, it's so weird. Like, even you could argue he's got a spear, like a spear fisher.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
how many
like-
spear guys do you know? I don't know. The legendary fisherman? Anyway, yeah, it's weird.
I guess the only reason why he's Earth is because of the brown pants and the brown background.
I'm gonna officially go with my headcanon that the guy handling the art files at the Konami print shop just got him confused.
Yeah.
Another fix of
I
later iterations,
can
find out.
actually understand that because I think I watched Dual saying pointing out I think it was Cyber Soldier or something going from Earth to Light to Earth.
Yeah, they
I don't
had a
know why
misprint with
this-
its effect that like its
I
attribute
don't know
text and
why
stuff.
this guy has a conical hat either. That also
That's
bothers me.
another. This is just Dallas doesn't understand what historical Japanese armors look like.
Yeah,
No,
it's-
this is a.
It's true.
I don't
just
know if it
period
was
art.
quite that tall, but yes, there is a certain style of helmet that would have looked like that.
Yeah, it is just. The
I will
period.
say this is basically like the Japanese equivalent of like when you play like a generic fantasy RPG and they've got like 500 years worth of plate armor in them. That's this. Like these armor types didn't necessarily coexist in Japan, but they're cyber, so 6am doesn't really matter. But yeah, it's
The weirdest way to describe it is it's like you're in a world of a Japanese muso that doesn't exist.
yeah,
of like
it's
a
like
cyber, of a Edo period future like Gintama.
I don't know if I've ever played a Japanese Muso. Well, I mean, let me rephrase that. A Muso that is set in Japan.
I know
not
there's
made
one that
by-
exists that was made by the Warriors people.
So
it's called
Samurai
Samurai
Warriors?
Warriors.
Yeah. What the
Yeah.
fuck?
Oh,
I
right,
said
Samurai
that
Warriors
earlier.
is in Japan.
Yeah.
I'm just used to Samurai Warriors crossing over with fucking everything. That I'm like, I don't know
That
what
does
I'm
happen.
What are you
about.
talking about? What are you talking about, Dallas? Samurai Warriors are set in Brazil. Clearly.
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna go with. I do actually think he is supposed to throw the spear because of his effect. His effect sucks, by the way, though. He is
yeah,
a
that's
Earth
like-
level 3. He has 1k 500. When you control another or a face up 6am with a different name, I should say, you can control 3 Yaras and it won't do you shit. It can attack directly. If this card would be destroyed, do the replacement effect. So, much like Nisashi, Yariza has that same problem where this is still like mid to late GX. I think Konami was trying to feel out whether like attacking directly or multiple times was a big deal. Nowadays, you just make an 8K access code target with update jammer so you can attack twice and the game is over.
Fucking hate access.
But
We know
I think you
that.
hate you just
But-
out to it.
I mean, I'd love it. Loth, do you hate branded more?
I hate both.
How about you
But
just play
in the
one and win
hypothetical
fight?
kaiju who would let them fight, what would you prefer? The 8K access code talker swinging twice per game, or the Taxman dragon?
I take the Taxman Dragon.
What about
Really?
Mirror Jade, though?
Really?
Huh.
So what about Mirror Jade, which I think is worse?
No, Mirror Jade is not worse than Masquerade.
No. Being screwed by Masquerade is the worst feeling in.
No.
It sucks even more
Oh,
when
yeah.
they search the branded in red so they can do 2 Masquerade.
Oh god, double the
Like Mirror
beat
Jade
out.
is technically a better card, but at least the game's over quickly.
Yeah,
Fair.
no. If you don't have an out for Mirror Jade, and you fold. Masquerade is like when I play Flare Metal, but better because it's 600. But like, also it's a lot easier to make 2 the Masquerade. But like, that's when you look at this and go like, shit, can I do this in X number of moves? And sometimes you'll get down to the wire and you'll be like, oh no, I did not count right. I am dead.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
I've seen some of those games. Also, Filthy Casuals saying that, well, Legendary 6 Sams are not the retrains of these guys.
Yeah, they have not
other things.
actually tried to retrain these guys. There's a few. There's some variations, but there's some wiggly ones.
Brief thing.
Yeah, go
You
for it.
guys talking about slowly dying from Albulanatus just makes you think of like perfectly calculated, but oh no, I'm bad at counting math.
Not Albulanatus, that is a different dragon. Masquerade.
Oh, okay, Masquerade, but like it makes you feel like you perfectly calculated your combo, but oh wait, that's 12 interactions. Fuck, I'm dead.
It's the one branded card that's easy to say because it's just Masquerade.
Masquerade.
I mean, Mirror Jade's pretty easy to say.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. But some of the other dragons are like.
That's true. I've heard some people have
Who knows
problems
how
with
that's
Aluber and Ad Libitum,
Right,
Oh.
this
Disparim.
is
Anyway, this is the last of the originals. Zanji.
light one.
This is the guy that's actually played a lot because of
Okay,
bullshit.
I just realized something that pisses me off.
What's up?
Okay. Why is Sanji not the Earth one? And then the last one could be the Water one, and the guy with Moonlight can be the Light one.
I don't know. Maybe they were trying to aim for Zanji to be better? I don't know.
This
Overall,
looks like he's covered in copper, and plus he has a light blade instead of...
well, yeah, but a lot of guys have weird sci-fi weapons. Like,
Yeah, but
Honestly,
you could justify anyone as Earth, I feel
I have a
like.
weirdest thing, but like
they are warriors.
in the joke Muso thing, this feels like this guy feels like the protagonist.
I mean, I don't know. He's got a
That's
spear,
'cause
but
this is
he's
just
cool.
Guan Yu.
Is it just because he looks similar to Yukimura Sanada?
No,
I-
this guy...
I didn't think about that.
This guy actually is probably the rival turned bad guy later on.
Yeah,
I don't
this
think
is
he's
just
I don't think
villain
he's the
for
bottom
Rurouni
level. It's kind of
Kenshin.
Musha.
In general, I like Zanji's look. The like horned helmet is cool. He's
Oh,
got
yeah, no,
an
he's
interesting build of the
by far
armor.
the best looking.
It's very shiny. I think his little energy Naginata works. There's like some sparks and shit. I find it very
Keep
funny
running
that
that on
his.
every
I want to
time.
point out his sandal lines, the little flaps of his sandals have the Tron lines, cyber sandals. Just want to throw that out there.
Cyberthread?
But like he's got the fucking badass arm wraps that are loose, and you know that when he unlocks his ultimate power, he undoes the wraps. You know the whole
He's
thing.
covered head to toe in bandages.
Yeah,
I
it's
more took it
anime as
as-
fuck.
Yeah.
I really more took it as like he burned himself from using the spear.
Oh, he might have. I
Oh,
do
yeah,
also want to point out he doesn't have any
like I
cables.
said, he's just the final villain for Rurouni Kenshin.
So Zanji's the light one. He has another good stat line.
Elites?
So just throw sake at him.
So level 4, light, 1800 attack, 1300 defense. At the end of the damage step, if this card attacked, destroy the monster it attacked. You must control another face-up 6-Sam to activate this effect, and it's a replacement effect. So I don't know if Zanji saw a lot of play for that effect. I think he saw a lot of play because he has 1800 attack.
Oh yeah, no, Zanji is the most played base 6 hand by far.
Yeah, you
Well, unless you're gonna count G Master,
But he's definitely like a guy who does stuff.
out of the 6 samurai, he is the most played.
Yes.
by far.
It's like a 6 Sam Grand Mold. Like.
There are other cards I think I would say it's like, but yeah, it's still a decent pull. And it, again, at the very least, in a deck that requires you to have multiple 6-Sams on the board to activate any of their effects at this point, just having a guy who can actually like live long enough to stay on the board, like that's good. That was appropriate. Speaking of Grandmaster, though, he is next because he was part of the original wave. Here he is, the Grandmaster.
The reason to play the deck.
He's looking pretty good. He's looking a little more
I love
cyber
this
than
art
usual.
so much.
I like the like circuit board lines on like his shirt.
This is old Japanese Kano, and I'm here for it.
He's got a robot eye. He's got his cyber Naginata or spear up here.
I've never noticed that he literally just had prosthetic arms.
I need to.
think they're
I needed
prosthetic?
to
It's
break
hard
a
to tell.
sake bottle and shove it in someone's eye.
I wonder who he was in the Secret 6-Sam.
Oh, well, we'll find out. Because you should be able to tell.
If you know, it'd be Legendary 6-Sam.
Yeah, it's the legendary.
Yeah.
The secrets are different, but yes, you can tell which one he is by the art later. But yeah, so this is Grandmaster. I don't think there's a lot to say here, though the fisheye effect is very interesting.
I love the pose.
Yeah, no, he's doing a power pose. He's sitting in his chair, but he's also like, oh.
Yeah, there's a lot of infighting with 6 Sam's because, of course.
Being in the dojo.
Well, not just in Dojo, but
which are all just soap operas with swords.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's a
Change your mind.
like I said, these guys very broadly take from a lot of. I mean, basically all of Japan's military history. Like, I think that some of those guys in that first batch, like Yaichi, is almost assuredly a reference to the Genpei War. Some of them are references to like after the Warring States period with like lots of different Ronin. Some are very clearly supposed to be from the unification of Japan, etc. So they kind of borrow because they're like future past, you know, retro futures type stuff. They borrow from a lot of different aesthetics, so they can get a lot of references in there, and there's a lot of fighting to be had. So Grandmaster is a 5, got Sidra type stats, 2100 attack, 800 defense. He's an Earth Warrior, by the way. You can only control 1 Grandmaster. If you control a 6 Sam, special summon this from your hand. If this card in your possession is destroyed, target a 6 Sam in your graveyard, add it to your hand. This is one of the sneak peek cards for Strike of Neos. He's very good.
Yeah.
He's kind of like a reverse Sidra.
Yeah.
Well, no, he's post-Sidra, isn't he?
No, you can't special summon him if you don't control a monster. He's reverse Sidra.
know-
You can only
Yeah,
special
reverse.
summon him
So
if you control a
I
6 Sam.
heard you say something different.
It's just
It confused me.
It's
Sorry.
just hit me like in a really dumb way that 6 Sam just now makes you think about. It feels like it's a Konami game that just got scrapped, and they made a lineup of the character designs.
Yeah, no. It's like
I mean, how do you know it got scrapped? Old Famicom
yeah,
games
this
and
is
shit are
just
weird.
an old Konami Muso game.
There's probably some hack and slashes that are like this. I don't fucking know. Konami used to make a lot of video games, but yeah. So Grandmaster, Grandmaster is a free special, and that turns on because he is
This
Grandmaster with a
clearly
6
from
Sam.
eFootball Manager.
Because he is a 6 Samurai card, he turns on all of your 6 Sam effects. He has a decent stat line for a special, arguably a not the best because some monarchs were out there, but like an okay stat line for if you had to tribute over him. And he floats, which is not common at this time period. And now it's only by card effect, so not by battle, but still, like your opponent just blows him up. You're like, okay. By the way, nothing says that he can't target himself. Just add him back.
Nope.
Also, not a once per turn.
No, oh god, no, he's not a once per turn.
This almost all of 6 Sam will be playing the where's the once per turn game.
Yeah.
He is a once per field, I think. You can't summon 2 of him.
Yeah, you can't. You can only control 1, so it's hard to get him to loop in a single turn.
The
But
lines are
hypothetically,
there.
you could summon him. Your opponent could like blow it up with something, like target with it with like Geki Break. You add him back. You summon him again.
Or, fun fact, if he is an Xyz material, he does not count as a
Yeah, he's not
as
on the
being
field.
on the field anymore.
And then,
True.
while Grandmaster is important. Oh yeah, no, we're about to. Let me show you the guy, because it's time for the boss man, the boy in charge. It's Great Shogun Shien.
Oh yeah.
Look at this Oda Nobunaga, Demon King
I was
Nobunaga
like,
ass
yet
motherfucker.
another Nobunaga reference.
Yeah, I just remember the music from Sengoku Basara's game from Nobunaga, which is rad.
Like,
This
That's
is
the old
easily
chant.
the worst Shien artwork in the archetype, in my opinion.
yeah, Shien has had better drip. Go ahead, Max.
I remember a version that didn't have him with red eyes. I'm used to like seeing a version where he had like his full face. but
You're
maybe
probably
it's
thinking
because
of
like,
different versions.
Fair, the better
he has,
versions, 'cause, like,
5 versions.
This is just cyber past Super Nobu.
Well, I think he's a zombie at this point. I don't fucking know.
No, this is the first version of him, so I think it's just meant to be like the demon
Yeah,
emperor.
but the first version is not the first version chronologically.
No, Great Shogun, I don't think, because he is a warrior. I don't think he's supposed to be dead yet. He's just supposed to be creepily demonic. You notice that
I
he's
think it's-
slightly purple
yeah.
because it's the violet flame. He's got his demon-ass sword. He's wearing one of the... This, once again, is an actual type of Japanese Yoroi armor, but this is the, like, really bulky, platey kind. Very expensive, very heavy.
Besides like the metal flame design, or I guess explosion design, the flame like the side effect of fire.
Hell yeah.
It is just
It's a big boy armor.
Cyber Nobunaga.
Yeah, apparently the
a big cape.
description of the Master Story thing said is the fact that he remains so young, a sign that he's the Demon King.
Yeah, it's Nobunaga. Dai Shogun Shien.
Unfortunately,
my
he's
old-
kind of not great. So
No, this is
Nah.
not. This is not the Shien most people know because this is not the good one.
No.
Yeah, not the. He's
Hashtag
just-
not my Shien.
He's just the guy that says, "Hey, use your speller traps wisely."
I mean, he is still part of. You could run him, and he is still part of what would make 6-Sam good back in the day. But like, he was like a one of.
Yeah.
And it only worked in the original iteration.
Yeah. By the time we get to laters, it's a lot to say that the synchro retrain of this guy, kind of, there's a hyphen in his name, so it's a little different. But the other Shien is much more popular and had more staying power for a reason. That said, Great Shogun Shien for a 2007, almost said 27. That's technically correct, but still weird. Card, still pretty okay. He's a fire warrior, level 7. He has pretty good stats for level 7. 25-24. I think he's got a better stat line than overall than like Dark Magician. Because I think Dark Magician is what 22 or 23 defense. Might even be 2K.
2K, I believe.
Yeah, so like Shien's got some bulk. And if you control 2 or more face-up 6-Sam monsters, you can special summon him from your hand. So you don't even have to tribute him if you've got your engine going. Your opponent can only activate one spell trap card each turn. If this card will be destroyed, you can destroy face-up 6-Sam instead.
Okay. Like Shien is very mid.
For a 2007 like free special summon Floodgate, he's all right. Definitely against some decks, he would be very powerful. I think the main problem is, once again, this was 2007. Dad was right around the corner. Dark Armed Dragon really doesn't give a shit about your spell trap activations.
Yeah, no, this guy just loses to Dad, he loses to Glad, so he sucks.
Yeah. A
Already has 2100.
big Bonkoluses just run him over because he's only 25, even if he's a free special summon.
Yeah.
Now, admittedly,
Like-
he does have built-in protection. You have to control at least 2 6-Sam, so he's got 2 guys he can pop to get rid of, but he still doesn't have a good enough stat line to make it worth it, and your opponent can
And
just, like,
weirdly enough,
kick the ass of
6 Samurai
any
are
fucker.
actually kind of bad at boosting their own attack.
Yeah, I assume that's what the Xyz one was supposed to do, but that was also bad.
Well, no, it's what the Link one does.
Okay, so the Link one does it better, I assume.
Yeah.
The 6 Samurai Xyz is well known for doing absolutely nothing for this archetype.
That is not true, Omega. It lets you overlay and then link off so you get more materials in your graveyard.
Okay, that's true. I mean, like, technically, I don't think it's the worst card because it lets you consolidate zones, right? But
Yeah, that's literally what it's for.
yeah, it gives you another 6-Sam name who you can do zones, but it's not a great card to actually play in your end board.
Well, no, you actually play it in your extra deck simply because it triggers Gateway when it's summoned.
Yeah, no, like I said, he's good as a name and thus an extender. It's just you don't end on that card.
Oh, God.
Like, as opposed to, we talked about this earlier before you... actually, no, you were here when we talked about Rongo Bongo. Yeah. Rongo Miniad was a much better Xyz boss monster for 6-Sams, because, hey, look at that. I got a lot of level 4 warriors on my board. What am I going to do? But yeah, so there's big scary Shien. Now that we're going to talk about Shien's Foot Soldier, he is a
Well,
monkey.
actually, funny thing, 6 Samurai could not actually use Rongo Miniad until Gossip Shadow came out, because as we'll get into later and later, 6 Samurai don't actually have a lot of level 4 warriors at all.
Yeah, they're a little weird.
These fucking assholes.
Yeah, so this is another reason why it's very obvious that Shien is supposed to be Nobunaga. It's because he has characters like Foot Soldier and Squire who are monkeys. So it's a reference to Nobunaga's one of his more famous retainers.
Honestly, I kind of see also the bit of like, to go with the Damuso analogy, these are the dudes you'd see like hundreds of thousands you cleave through.
Yeah, I mean, they're even though they are kind of like referential to Toyotomi Hideyoshi, who was pretty big, they're like,
Well, I mean,
they're the scrub version. They're
okay,
when
we need to give
Hideyoshi was-
Squire, like, Foot Soldier's awful. Like,
Yeah.
there's no reason to ever touch Foot Soldier.
Squire's solid, but he's still just a little guy.
Squire's a very good card.
We have a while to go for that one, though. That's not until we get deep into the second proper wave, or arguably the third proper wave. because there was a handful of bridge cards before we got to Legendary 6. But this is Foot Soldier. He is a guy. He has a spear. He's a foot soldier. He is a monkey. Despite that, he is a warrior.
And not a beast warrior.
Literally in Japanese, by the way, Shien no Ashigaru. So like Ashigaru being the name for like peasant levy.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, no. That.
Yeah, it's the guy. He's just a foot. Yeah, foot soldier's a decent translation. A level 2 Earth Warrior, 700 attack, 300 defense. When this card is destroyed in battle and sent to the graveyard, search special summon a level 3 or lower 6 Sam from your deck. So it's a recruiter. It's just supposed to get your guys cycling faster. I'm pretty sure when we tried to lab 6 Sam way back in the day, like when they first came out in Prague, I think even some of the others tried to cram like a couple of foot soldiers just as an extra guy in your deck, because sometimes you don't have anything good to do on turn 1 besides set foot soldier pass.
Yeah.
But as Dallas said, there's literally no reason to play this card anymore.
I don't think I'm gonna be Omega. Honestly, Omega, I think that was cope. I don't think it was ever a reason to play him.
I mean, it got you a guy. Like, it's not a cope per se if we're playing limited and you have literally no better cards to play.
Yeah.
But as an actual historical tech card, I don't think he really went anywhere or did anything. He's just a guy.
Yeah.
All right. And then, I should also throw out there, technically, there was one more Shien card who I believe did come out first. It's just that he's at the bottom alphabetically. There was a little bit of a prelude, because this was what, 06? Yeah, so this was Shadows of Infinity. This was a little before. This is Tenkabito Shien. AKA, the translation of the name would be Conqueror of the World, Shien. So this is
like this more.
This is a Shien monster. He has the thing in his name. He has the right characters.
He's Harry Potter.
No, we don't talk about that, Loth.
It's just Nobunaga again.
Yeah, no, it's another Nobunaga thing. He has a cool horse now.
Cool horse.
With fucking laser beam eyes. I mean, I think Axe is correct. I like this version of the costume more because he's got the more like historical type, like padded coat. And there's not quite as many spikes on his armor. But yeah, this is young, slim Shien, who's doing his best to channel Dracula from Castlevania right now. Jesus.
He's trying to channel Dracula, but I'm getting that one advisor guy from Mulan.
Also probably works. That said, there's really no reason to play this guy in an actual 6 Sam deck. He is not really synergistic. For starters, actually, no. I gotta play the game. Chat, let's play the game. What type is this card? Spoiler, it's not Warrior, obviously. Otherwise, we wouldn't be playing this game.
I know this, so I'm gonna guess. Is he a Pyro?
Shit. Fiend, good guess. Got another Pyro as well. Any of the rest of you got a guess?
I'm gonna go ahead and say zombie.
That's a decent try. If it was a zombie, there would be some synergy with Shiranui. That would be funny.
Maybe
It's Pyro.
Pyro?
It is
Because
Pyro,
of
yes.
the flame design?
Yes, a lot of you got it.
Really?
Yeah, no. This is a level 4 Pyro.
Okay, I was a random guess.
No. Nice try with Beast Warrior, but yes, no. Those of you who said Pyro, you won! What do you get? I get to read you this shitty card from 2006.
I don't think it's because of his flame design. I think it's because Nobunaga burned alive in a fire. And that's
He is a level 4 Pyro with 1500 attack and 1000 defense, and he is unaffected by trap cards. That's right, this is a Wild Heart. That's it. That's all he does.
Wild Heart.
He's just an elemental hero Wild Heart. It's very bad.
With no synergy with anything.
No.
Elemental hero Shien.
So, interestingly enough, there were also some other stuff. Like I said, there were some bridge cards after these 6 Sams dropped before we got to their synchro phase, where we kind of preluded what would be coming. These are mostly released in stuff like Gladiator Assault and a couple of the first sets in 5Ds, but Not the time yet where we bust it out in Storm of Ragnarok. So first on that list is the Chamberlain of the 6th Sam.
Chamberlain.
Now, note that this guy has robot arms and legs. That will be important later. But yeah, he's got robot arms and legs.
Be a robot eye.
Yeah, he has an eye as well.
Get all his limbs cut off? Damn.
But he's polishing a sword in his big robot hands. That's cool. He's got a brush. He's a guy.
Hey, Omega, there's one more card we forgot to talk about from the GX era.
Well, this is still in the GX era.
Oh, no, pre this. It's actually the Six Samurai release.
Oh, which card, then?
It is a spell card called Shien'S Spy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we might want to mention
I want to
Spy.
talk about because it's one of the funniest cards in history.
Yeah, that's an interesting... Let me pull up the art on that. Shien'S Spy is also interesting because it is not a Shien card. In that it is not... In the OCG, it is not spelled correctly to actually count. It uses the phonetic pronunciation Shien, but not the characters that mean purple flame. But while I pull up that card art, anything you guys want to say about Chamberlain? He's a normal monster, I'll say, so there's not a lot to add after we talk about his art.
There's nothing to say about Chamberlain.
Nah.
Are you sure? He's got robot arms. And he's got, like, vacuum tubes on his robot arms.
I mean, it's cool art. Like, I like the art. It reminds me
Yeah.
of that one anime of this, I think it was just called Seven.
Yeah, that is an anime. That's probably
It was
one.
like steampunk Seven Samurai, basically.
Yeah, we're like the bandits for people in giant mech suits.
Yeah.
Nah, there's a lot of stuff like that. So, in that case, chat, just file away Chamberlain's design for later. Before we move him, I will briefly say, he is a level 3 Earth Warrior vanilla. He's got 200 attack and 2k defense, so he is a wall. And his flavor text just says, the 6 samurai are supported from the shadows by this silent and mysterious warrior. His past is unknown to them, but his countless scars are proof of his experience. I don't know if you try and play this guy. He is a 3, so that has some synergy, but I don't know if you really need normals these days. Like, he's technically an unexpected die target, but it's just...
There's no card that this card would not be better. Yeah. Like, this card is worse than every other 3.
Yeah, no. You can play around it. Or play around his presence, basically. But yeah, so we'll pull him out. And then the art you can see there. Let me pull it to get it on screen. Shien'S Spy. It's just a spy. They're chilling. I think it's an interesting card art. The background is actually, when it's blown up like this, is quite ominous. The, like, violet overlay on the trees.
And it does fit with what we know of the Six Samurai aesthetic.
Yes. And obviously, as you said, Shien's thing is purple. So, yeah, this being kind of violet. And what this does, this is a normal spell that says target a face-up monster you control, give it to your opponent till the end phase.
This card is so fucking funny. It's responsible for so many dumb FTK bullshit things.
Oh, like giving certain things allow you to mill like jackpot 7 like that?
Or like giving your opponent, what is it? What's the BL's dragon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Synchro BLs and then summoning Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon, which then ends the game immediately.
Yeah.
Oh, right, because of the constant.
Yeah, there's a bunch of OTKs with this card specifically.
I think it was replaced mostly with Transversor, which is linked to and does the same thing.
The
and
Gem Transversor is just better this, but I think this card is still funny.
There's a lot of fucking funny dumb shit. Oh, play it in Chaos Max decks for the OTK because of the double piercing. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think most time I just saw people just use creature swap.
You can use creature swap. This just means that even if your opponent doesn't control a monster, you can do it.
Yeah.
Like on turn 1.
That does make sense.
All right, so let's pull up yet another example of
foreshadowing.
foreshadowing.
There's no reason to use Shien'S Spy unless you're doing shenanigans.
Yeah, it is absolutely nothing in the 6 Sam deck. This is Hand of the 6 Samurai. Also known as Herald of the 6 Samurai might be a better translation from the Japanese. But yeah, look, it's a serious lady.
Herald, you say?
She's dressed a little bit like a monk.
Oh,
I just noticed that like the armor on the back's her old armor.
Yes, yeah, no, that's as I said. This is a great example of foreshadowing. Keep this armor design in mind, chat. It will make more sense later if you don't already know. But yeah, this is I mean, there's not a lot to say because it's mostly costume. She's very covered up, like with the traditional like head wrap and stuff. But it's very detailed. You know, she's got the robe. I love the little touch of the rosary beads. There's the dagger, all that stuff.
So the weirdest thing is, if this is their version of a Buddhist nun, I guess.
Yeah. She's retired. She's a nun now. So Hand is a level 3 fire with 1600 attack, 1k defense. If you control another 6 Sam, you contribute a 6 Sam, and target a card in the field and destroy it. So it's like 6 Sam exiled force.
Yeah. She was run, I think,
yeah.
a decent amount in the early
I think you tried it out because obviously you have synergy with summoning 6 Sams.
Yeah, and especially once we get to the single retrain, it was very easy to have an extra.
Yeah. So there's stuff you could do to get the same effect to pop, and note that it just requires you to control another 6 Sam monster to activate its effect. You don't have to pop another. So if you control a 6 Sam and summon Hand, you can pop Hand to destroy a monster. Literally making her exiled force. But yes. And then our next one. And technically, actually, I think this one should have been first because it begins with an E.
Yeah, but this card was more important.
He is good to talk about later. Okay, let me. Yeah. Nishi, Shien'S Chancellor. Which, by the way, I'm showing you the uncensored card art because the fact that he's got a weird lance gun thing in the background was censored in the TCG.
And their Grandmaster also had one too.
Well, Grandmaster's was clearly a spear tip. This looks a little
okay.
more like a rifle from Blown Up.
Like
but
a
yeah, it's
fire
still
lance?
silly. Yeah, it's something. We'll see when we actually get to Legendary 6 Sam Anishi, because this one is the... For some reason, this is the one that telegraphs with the name, because it's Anishi, but yeah, it's Anishi.
Honestly, I've never thought about it, where it's like, they actually kind of, they had the Legendaries kind of planned out, kind of.
Oh yeah, no, they're setting it up. Like, they must have known.
They have all of them planned out. And the secrets, even.
Huh.
I can't
There's a
see,
lot
like,
of
before cutting
foreshadowing
those
with
in.
this, yeah. But this is Nishi Shien'S Counselor. Not a lot else to say about this art, you know, very similar to Hand, because it's just, here he is, he's a samurai guy.
Yep.
You know, he's old, he's gained a little weight, he's got his swords,
Listen.
he's got his cool armor. He's minding his own business.
I really like this art, personally.
Yeah. Oh, it's good.
This is very old samurai movie art.
Oh,
In a
sure.
good way.
Oh. Just make, you know, gruff Japanese sounds.
Like, this is the... I feel like this is the honorable general before you face the demon emperor
Yeah.
kind of thing.
His token, my boss right or wrong guy. Inishi is a light warrior level 6. He has 2200 attack, 1200 defense. But don't worry about that level, because he can't be normal summoned or set. Must be special summoned from your hand by banishing 2 6 Sams from your graveyard. Once return, target a face-up monster, destroy it. This card cannot attack the turn it's activated. So yeah, this is just 6 Sam Chaos. Or Industrial Strength, Battery Man.
Surprisingly, this card was not used much.
No, I don't think so, because he's not that much of it. Compared to Grandmaster, he's not that much of an advantage, but he certainly is a boy.
Compared to Shien'S, which we'll get to.
But there was still, I think, an attempt here.
And he's not bad, it's just... He's also the wrong number.
Yeah, the 6, I think, unless they wanted to, because I think they have some other 6s, unless they wanted to actually like give them like a rank 6 or something to play with, it's not really worth
There's
it.
no other 6s.
Is Rihanna a 5?
I believe so.
Okay, well, we'll find out later. I thought he was a 6, but if he's a 5, yeah, that makes sense.
guy?
Yeah, the fusion.
I think he's a 5.
Yeah, in that case, he is definitely the wrong level, which is a little sad. If he was a 5, that would be more on
Or
point.
even a 7, because then you could do something with Shien'S.
Rihan is 5.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's some missed opportunities there. So let's talk about a mechanic that sucks in Yu-Gi-Oh! And is never coming back. Union monsters. Hence why you probably don't remember this card. This is Spirit of the Six Samurai.
Oh yeah,
So
that
this card was played. but not for its union effect.
Yeah, this card was a common in Glad Assault, but it is a warrior union monster. It's a ghost armor.
I more like it for like its foreshadowing, oddly enough.
Well, funny enough, this card gets a retrim specifically.
Yep.
Well, it's a different dude, yeah.
No, it's another ghost armor set.
Yeah. But yeah, no, like, yeah, he's a ghost. He's blue fire. He's a blue fire ghost. He's got the thing in his head, the 6M logo.
Supposed to be Shien?
Yeah, something like that. I think it is. It's just relic of the 6 Warmen in there, so it's a little hard to tell sometimes, but yeah. It's a union monster. It's level 3. It's got 500, 500. Once per turn, you can either target a face-up 6 monster you control, equip this card to that target, or unequip this card and special summon it in attack position. While equipped, that monster gains 500 attack and defense. If the equipped monster destroys the opponent's monster by battle, draw a card. And then it has the text on union. So, like, not...
Monsters goes, it's not bad.
Yeah, not bad. We were, Dallas, just talking about how, especially in early 6-Sams, they don't have a lot of good attack gain or modulation. And it does draw you a card. The main thing is just getting guys on the board, and his awful stat line for a level 3 otherwise, but he is a level 3 body. He is an Earth Warrior. He's less than level 4. He's
yeah, and I'm going to be honest, I think the only reason he was run is because he's a level 3 body.
Yeah. All right. Let me... Because I'm trying to remember.
Now we get into the good shit.
Well, yeah, we're about to hit the Sinker era, but I'm just remembering. I'm wondering... We're already going long, so I don't know if I want to do this as much. Axe earlier talked about trying to mention, like, what 6-Sam spell traps you had access to when.
Yeah, the show just mentioned what actually
we're
at the time.
Spell traps. There are too many.
There are a lot. I mean, we have to talk about we have to mention a couple, but we can mention, Gateway when it comes out.
Anyway, so yeah, but like, I just remember like there were like, because all the certain eras were like, there were the phases of 6-Sam were kind of defined by also what spell traps you had available at the time.
A little.
Don't necessarily agree with that.
But some of them were better than others. I mean, I think the main ones are mostly the Bushido counter stuff.
Gateway, Dojo, and what's the other counter one?
United?
Yeah.
That's their pot of greed.
Yeah.
United, which is the thumbnail, so we don't need to show it. United is a continuous spell trap from this era. It came out in Faint and Darkness in 08. It just says, each time a 6-Sam is normal or special, place a Bushido counter on this card, max 2. Send this card to the graveyard, draw 1 for each Bushido counter on this card.
Yeah.
So.
And then Shien'S Dojo is the same. We don't need to pull up the art because it doesn't matter, but it's essentially the same thing, except there are no limit to counters, and you remove all of them and special summon a 6 Samurai monster with that amount, the number of counters equal level from your deck.
Yeah. Dojo is each time summoned, add a Bushido. Now, it does keep in mind it is a continuous, so you have to send it to the graveyard for that effect. But yeah, summon a 6-Sam or Shien effect monster from your main deck whose level is less than or equal to the counters. And then Gateway is just fucking everything.
We'll get to Gateway.
Yeah.
I think we should go full on with Gateway because it's
yeah. So that means we're starting with well, if we already said there's a synchro coming, so you gotta have some tunas to make that one work, unless you're Harpy from last week.
This is one of the best cards in the entire archetype.
So if when it loads correctly, copy image. Also, this is why we did show up Blue Flame.
Wait, are we doing legendaries first, or are we doing?
No, I'm gonna because he's alphabetically. We're gonna talk about Kagemusha first. I also think he's pretty important.
Kagemusha's pretty good too.
So this is Kagemusha of the 6 Samurai. Gee, what does he look like?
Gee, I wonder what this could be.
No, I don't see the relationship.
Well, his stat line's a lot weirder now than it was, but yeah, no, this is just Kagemusha of Blue Flame.
Same hair or pose or anything.
Yeah.
He got
kept his
promoted.
green pants.
This is just him flipped. He's got
The fact
his
that
trauma.
was just a long pause after I said that makes me concerned.
He's got his power spear now. But yeah, so this was Kagemusha of the Blue Flame. Or maybe Kagemusha of the Blue Flame was him? I don't know. I'm not sure which one is actually supposed to be when.
No, they're just twin brothers.
Could be. But
It was the... Yeah.
Kagemusha is a Earth Warrior Tuna, level 2, 400 attack, 1800 defense.
It's Kagemusha.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
during either player's turn, when exactly one face-up 6 Sam you control is targeted by a spell card, trap card, or effect that could have targeted this card, activate this effect. That spell trap effect now targets this card instead. You don't really use that one a lot. I think it has probably come up a couple of times, but generally you're using this guy because he is your level 2 tuner. And there are ways to summon him because he is a 6 samurai monster, which means you can make a guy.
That is the reason to use him. Is like he's a tuner.
Yes, Kagemusha is impersonator or body double.
Yeah, so it probably just took place with one.
Muncha is the tuner.
Yeah.
He is the
Oh
bull.
man, is he an imposter?
Kind of.
Sauce.
There's some of that going on.
Is that meme format dead yet?
I don't know. I still see people posting it sometimes. But alphabetically...
Real people or boomers? 'Cause boomers aren't
Actually, no. I should have done this in the other order. This guy technically should have been first, but he's not as cool as Kagemusha. Though, admittedly, I do think this card combos well with Kagemusha. It's time for Elder of the Six Samurai, a.k.a. How Lost Cyber Stalks Me. I mean, it's not quite the same thing as the Mikoshi, but it's definitely, I think, inspired by some of that stuff and Palanquins. Shout out to this old motherfucker, though. Like, he's got tea, he doesn't need to walk anywhere, and he's got 2 fucking crossbow ballista things in there.
And he's
Also
a
got-
demon, apparently.
He's also got the same goggles the Chamberlain does.
Yeah.
Or, no, the Grandmaster does.
I don't know if anybody's
No,
had
the
goggles.
Grandmaster doesn't have goggles. He has one eye.
Yeah.
He has Kano's eye.
But no,
There's
this
one
guy's
eye
living his
and
best
the
life.
other
This is
one's
great.
just a cyber thing over it.
But no, Elder's actually very good, I would say.
Yes, Elda's a good card. Yeah, I want to say that. It combos well with Kagemusha. He's just... technically, E comes before K. I'm sorry. All of my time in the library is going very poorly. But yeah, I don't know if there's a lot to, like, critique or add here. It's just, it's pretty neat.
I really like this art. This is probably my favorite art so far, I would say.
Yeah, it's pretty dope.
Yeah,
Maybe Anishi.
it's pretty straightforward.
Yep. So, Elder is an Earth Warrior level 3. His stats suck, but that doesn't matter. He's got 400 attack, 0 defense. But this guy is a Sidra. If your opponent controls a monster and you control no monsters, special summon it from your hand. So, yes, you can very easily go Special Elder, normal Kagemusha, make a 5.
Oh, yeah.
Honestly, I think it might be more of a sideboard card for when you know you're going second, but I think as a free special, Elder still has some value now as just an extra guy.
He's not. The only reason I say no is because it's kind of a, what's the expression, like a glut of riches situation.
It's true. You have a lot of options
You
for
have so
extension.
many free specials that he is no longer
As important.
useful.
Yeah. So.
But I would say up until like the secret release, I think he was good.
Yeah. All right. So let's do like we did last time and go down the line alphabetically.
Oh yeah, apparently this guy is the older version of Shien'S advisor,
That makes sense.
All right.
based on the storyline.
So, if we're going alphabetically, it is the legendary Six Samurai, Anishi. Hey, it's Anishi.
Yeah.
This is before he gained a little bit of weight, and also he's got his big fucking sword out.
God, this suit design looks so derpy.
It
looks
does.
like-
It looks a little goofy when he's
Looks
wearing
like
it.
the sword Kamina pulled out in.
This looks like a comic character.
No, I think I remember some goofy ass anime that this guy's like the joke character.
Yeah. Oh, God.
By the way-
this is gonna be a fucking deep fucking cut. Anyone ever see the anime Desert Punk?
No, I've heard of it before, but I never watched it.
I think
It
I've heard of
reminds
it.
me of the face mask thing. Reminds me of one of the characters from that.
So, I'm gonna say this. He looks like a discount villain from Mega Man. What was it Access Network? Whatever it was.
Oh, Battle Network?
Oh yeah, battle map.
I mean, he could
Yeah,
be.
you're not
I think he
wrong.
looks a little too human to be a Navi.
I
other
kind of
thing
see it,
is,
honestly, a
this
little
guy
bit.
Looks like he would be a villain in Dragon Ball. Not Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
And then
Dragon
Goku,
Ball.
because he's Sun Wukong, like, wakes up from his
This
nap
is a
and just
Red
kicks him in
Rubenari
two.
officer.
Honestly, it's more I see Goku just catching the sword of his teeth.
No,
Or this
actually,
guy just falls off a cliff. Or
actually,
something.
don't think. See, this guy's a. Actually, no way. He's that samurai guy from Pokemon that did nothing.
Oh god, he does.
Basically,
look like a
this
Pokemon.
guy is the platonic ideal of a useless guy in anime, is what we've said. I think his sword design is okay, though it's very bendy, very noodly, lots of perspective
The
fuckling.
sword, well, that's about all I like about the art.
Yeah, but the armor's a little goofy. I talked about this earlier. He's got headlights up here. I don't like the asymmetry with his Tron
He has
lines.
an oil can for a head.
Yeah, that's. I think once again that's
Good
harkening
shape.
to a style
Yeah,
of a
that's
helmet, but it looks a little too
Japanese armor.
boxy.
Traditional Japanese armor is bad.
I don't know if the, like I said, I don't actually know if the rounded shape to that, because that looks a little conical to me, not just like a flat
Yeah.
plate. Or not conical, I guess I should say cylindrical. It's not cone
Yeah,
shaped.
that looks cylindrical, and I don't think there was any armor like that.
No, yeah, it's a little weird, and it might just be a weird perspective thing. But in that case, this guy's got a weird perspective thing that I don't like, and we get on Yu-Gi-Oh cards for that all the time, for being like, artist, why did you draw this like this?
Why you do this?
Actually, some armor sort of looks similar to traditional Japanese design.
Well, a lot of the
Well,
armors
the
have
traditional
elements, but
Japanese
like,
design is stupid.
Yeah, but not quite like.
dear chat,
that
please go
way.
back to 30 minutes ago when I felt like making a joke and didn't, and insert that joke now. But yeah, no. Honestly, another thing I want to bring up, and I'm shocked we didn't do it before, but also this guy's just like the hypothetical what if Shredder joined the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Like,
oh my god,
look at
you're
him.
Right.
Oh,
It's a
that
fucking
too.
Shredder face.
That
Yeah.
is a Shredder face.
Honestly,
Oh,
yeah.
hate
Tonight
that
I
you pointed
dined
that
on
out. I
turtle
can't
soup.
unsee it now.
Before they made him into an alien piloting a human suit.
Oh yeah, like a Kang,
Krang.
Krang.
Which I don't know if that's just that.
There were some
recent
different. There were a lot of different
change
variations
thing,
of
which
it.
was very
But yeah,
weird.
no. Tonight he dines on samurai soup. Anyway, Inishi. By the way, legendary six samurai in Japanese is Shin Rokubushu. So it's true six war dudes.
Good old using that shin.
Yeah. You know it's something that's Japanese when they include a shin in there. But no, legendary I think works a little better.
Shin Nakuma.
So Inishi is a light warrior. He is level 4
Means death.
and 1700 attack, 700 defense. So obviously a different stat line from when he's the Chancellor. You know, he hasn't bulked up quite as much. So his effect is once per turn during either player's turn, banish 2 6 Sam from your monsters from your graveyard. Target a face-up monster on the field. Return it to the hand. You must control a 6 Sam with a different name to activate his effect. While you control 2 or more 6 Sams except Inishi, this card gains 500 attack and defense. I don't know if Anishi's first effect was ever used a whole hell of a lot.
Anishi was never used.
I mean, he gains 500 attack and defense.
Anishi's. We'll get to why later, because just compared to the rest of them, he is the odd
I do
one.
kind of feel like the 4s fell out of favor a little because they're not good for the synchro line. It's
yeah,
true.
they're not. That's the other issue.
On paper, I mean, Anishi is better than most of the 6 samurais. Because his effect is...
in a vacuum, he's
Yeah.
good, but the problem is, and remember, this was something we ran into when we did our progression playoffs. Generic 7s didn't really come out other than Black Rose for fucking ever.
It's true.
Yeah.
The lines just don't work, is the problem.
Yeah, true.
Or even 6s were kind of chaotic, because he would have
Okay,
been...
that-
The best line would be with, like, Kagemusha again is like a 2, so...
Okay, that's funny. Inishi appeared in the Draco 6 Sam deck, which has the true Draco Slaying King in it.
Yeah, I think he can do some attribute things, is why
Yeah.
people have used him before.
Yeah. But this
He is a
also
light,
one
so
with
it-
6 Sams. Secret 6. But
Yeah,
not many
like-
legendary. So,
Like,
yeah.
Inishi is not a great card.
Yeah. But
Like,
let's talk about it. Let's talk about a great card. It's legendary 6 Sam Kageki.
oh, Kageki.
Yeah, the...
I would argue the second best legendary 6M.
Yeah.
So I'd like you to note some things about Kageki.
Yep.
He has robot backpack arms. And then
Is this
later,
what the-
robot arms.
Was this guy the Chamberlain, but then he got his arms cut off?
Well, no, he's the Chamberlain after he gets his arms and legs cut off.
I said before. Yeah, I said before.
Well,
yeah.
no, legendaries are before.
That's what I said.
Yes, but
I said
Axe said,
it's
was
Chamber-
this guy the Chamberlain before he got his arms cut off? Grammatically, no. That was incorrect the way you said that.
Right. But yeah, no, this is Chamberlain.
Yes, this
Yeah,
is the same
Chamberlain.
person as
I
Chamberlain.
guess it would be. Is this there?
Yes. This
It's-
guy becomes Chamberlain.
I love this. This is some One Piece ass shit.
Oh yeah, no,
Okay,
like
it
this
is.
we're really leaning into the like steampunk cyber samurai aesthetic with extra arms and
like,
swords.
If you're gonna go steampunk cyber samurai, just go full hog, and I love it.
Also, I think this design does not actually tell what attribute it is.
I mean, he's got lightning everywhere. That can work.
Lightning is wind adjacent. Wind is lightning adjacent.
Yes,
Like,
he is wind.
Okay.
He is kind of a yellowish green, like he's got some green in there.
Yeah,
like, his
there's a green
background.
background.
It's not
but, yeah.
perfect, but it's not the worst either.
So guys,
Like,
I just noticed
yeah.
a weird thing about this. The position of his cyber arms make it look like they're gonna cut his own arms off. So knock on bamboo.
That's how it was. It was just a horrible trading accident. It's accident in the dojo.
How many does that look like if they just like curve straight down, they cut his own arms off?
Yeah,
No,
kind of. I
wonder
think
if
they're not
cut the
perfect.
hilts of his swords off.
They're
Wait,
because like this is like the front edge. The edge would like sweep around. It's definitely like a little bit of a danger zone because they're directly on his back. But you know.
also, is
Didn't
this,
One Piece have a fucking octopus with 6 swords? It's fine.
I mean,
Also,
Octopus can
this-
totally do that though.
oh yeah, he has a thing to control. the
Dallas,
thing with
please don't
his
get chat
mind.
to yell about One Piece.
So much of it,
So-
they have no
You're
time.
all
They
right.
spend all their
One
time
Piece
reading
fans?
things.
I
Yeah,
would never
from-
do that.
Yeah, from what I see of the things attaching to his robot arms, he apparently controls it with his mind.
Oh my god, he is a Trigun villain. Architecture 100% right.
I believe that was
Honestly, yeah, there
about the other guy. But yeah.
Either way, both work.
Oh no, I think a lot of that works for this. But yeah, so Kageki is a Wind Warrior level 3. He has 200 attack and 2k defense. But when this card is normal summon, special summon a level 4 lower 6 from your hand. While you control a 6 monster with a different name, it gains 1500 attack. So, first of all, he's almost always 1700, but that doesn't fucking matter usually because this guy is another one-card Shien'S combo.
Oh yeah. No, this is, like I said, this is, I would argue, the second best of the...
Yeah. I think, honestly, this guy is why I couldn't run 6Ms in Prague, because I only got, like, one, I think, if I remember
I think it
rightly.
was this guy and another one.
I don't remember how I had before the.
Even though he was, like, a
reprints.
rare, I just fucking whiffed him.
That happens a lot in our Frog series. Need this? No.
Rarity is weird. Like, I'll get 3 of an Ultra, but then none of a rare.
Yeah.
I have that MBT luck.
But yeah, so Kageki, great card. Seen a lot of play. Probably still sees some play, because again, it's just
Oh yeah,
free
no,
extras.
he's still
Like,
a mainstay. He's still a 3 of.
you just get guys.
This is one of 2. This is one of 3 of main deck cards.
Alright.
Who's next?
Next up is the other K. It's Kizan. Oops, I didn't. Hold on, let me make sure to get all of Kageki.
Sure, I said this guy's the second best. That's because of Kizan.
Oh right, it was
Kizan is pretty good.
Kizan that I only got one of.
Yeah, no.
So-
Kizan is
Yes. That guy.
once again the most generic ass samurai-looking motherfucker.
Also,
Yeah,
what's
so here's the
fabulous-
weird
It's got
thing.
a snake helmet.
I don't think it's a snake helmet. It's more scorpion-like, if anything.
Yeah, or-
Or is it
yes,
more
Scorpion,
size?
yeah,
More of a
I mean,
Scorpion.
I'll be real. It's an Eldar helmet he's got on. It's really
Oh
weird.
yeah,
Oh
for
my
sure.
God,
It's
oh
totally
my
an elder
God.
helmet.
or technically, I guess it could be a high elf helmet because it's vaguely
Actually, guys, have you
fantasy,
ever
but
noticed
like,
this?
damn.
A weird thing about Elder are weirdly, like, actually, like Edo to, like, what was it?
Not really.
They're like,
No.
a certain, like, a lot of, like, Craft World Eldar are weirdly, like, Oriental Japanese.
No.
Not
Like,
really.
their aesthetic. I mean, a lot of,
I-
like, the
no,
armor.
You're
You're
Not
wrong.
really.
You're just wrong. You're wrong. Hold on, I need that gif of fucking Lex Luthor.
I mean, like, I've looked at a lot of Elder Crypto like recently, so I don't know.
I mean, maybe in like if they shifted the aesthetic in like the past couple of years, but not generally. No, like Craftworld Eldar occupy an interesting artistic space, but they're not. I would not call them necessarily like.
I forgot who played Lex Luthor in this movie.
Yeah, I'm just like right now. I've got fucking Google shit pulled up. Nah.
Maybe it's because how I'm saying it, but it's more of a lot of things I saw where it's like there's a lot of like aesthetic ideas that are there, but like it's not like a direct translation thing.
I mean, I don't think there are aesthetic ideas. Like,
no,
fucking. Do you want me to pull up, grab some Craftworld Eldar?
Warhammer 40K. It's called the Tau.
We're trying very hard to.
No,
be
they're
Gundam.
modern day. Like aesthetic.
The great are good.
No, I mean, I don't
Chinese,
think.
You mongoloid.
Careful, Dallas. Somebody might get annoyed on
Is
the
that a
internet.
bad word?
I mean, it's racially,
okay.
it's racially insensitive at least.
Okay, what is the
Yes,
word
for
again?
Mongolians.
Yeah, it's called Mongol in the
Do you
name.
not understand how that works, Dallas? That's a
I
fucking
thought it was
phrenology
just, like,
thing.
troglodyte, where it's just like a.
That's bad. That makes
It's
it
a
worse, dude.
fucking phrenology thing.
Yeah.
Okay,
Weird.
I just fucking forgetting the word. It's like,
No, I'm looking at Eldar art. It's not really.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of like how like the aspect warriors function and such, but yeah.
Nah, and Aspect Warriors all have their own thing. I mean, I will say this. Some Craftworld Eldar do have kind of the same kind of like samurai coat that like Shien had. Like that is a thing some Farseers and stuff do. But like generally no.
But that is also-
Everybody in every single Craftworld Eldar is wearing a muscle armor suit. It all looks like muscle
You
patterns.
want a real reason why it is because that is a crossover with another culture's armor design that also used it. In that is a very Middle Eastern design as well. That like
Yeah.
coat over armor is very Persian, which I would argue the Eldar are much more heavily influenced by.
Okay, fair. Like
I mean, I will say
Yeah.
you can argue because of the top ponytail thing some have, but it's not the same. And there's several cultures that have done that.
I feel like it's like I feel like they just splashed a bunch of like Eastern cultures into Eldar.
I think in general they splashed a lot of what people in Britain in the 80s would have called foreign cultures
Fair.
and kind of
Okay.
smeared them together. But yeah, no. There are definitely supposed to be more Japanese like explicit, even in fantasy, there's more explicit Oriental stand-ins. Anyway, Kizan, Grandmaster in his youth. Yeah, he's got the sword from Grandmaster with the tube.
I never
Pretty
connected
ballin'
that,
armor.
honestly.
He also has long hair. I think it's the same style of hair.
I guess it's,
pretty alright.
It's been like 20 years.
Yeah, I mean, there's several of them are like graying. We'll see the past version of Han soon. You know, she's got a few less crow's feet. But all in all, this is a good armor. The black and yellow works really good. I almost kind of wish it wasn't a dramatic backshot, even though that is samurai as fuck, because I kind of want to see what the front of his armor looks like. But this is a good shot. Also, again, look at this fucking like detailing on the fucking art.
Yeah.
Like the light
Oh,
play
yeah,
here.
This art piece, like
I'll-
he may be a generic samurai, but this actual piece of art is fucking beautiful.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Luff. Luff?
Hmm?
You were saying something, I think?
Oh no, I was mocking Dallas.
Okay. All right. I will ignore you. Meh. Kizan is a level 4 Earth Warrior, so he is the Earth one. Once again, despite... Actually, no. I guess that does line up with Yaichi. There's Moonlight in both of the Earth ones. What does this mean? I don't fucking know. Anyway. Level 4, 1800, 500 defense. If you control a 6 Sam with a different name, you can special summon this card. While you control 2 or more 6 Sams, gains 300 attack and defense. So it's 21 if you control 2. He's a free special if you control a guy. And he is a level 4. Also, he has 1800 attack by default. So there's definitely some good stuff there. Oh,
He had like the most like actual like reasonable samurai armor besides the helmet out of like.
He's definitely got
There
one of
are
the
some
more
the generic
realistic,
ones.
but
like I think Iroh is to me the most. Oh yeah, not once per turn at all.
no. Nope.
Not at all.
I also want to say technically, our next one, while I don't think her weapons are practical, her armor is.
Oh yeah. The armor for the legendaries is generally a lot better.
Because it's like meant to be older before like it had more cyber tech in it.
So this is Legendary 6M Mizuho. She's coming at you. Watch out. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck these are supposed to... Listen, I like lots of fucking samurai-ass weapons. I don't know what the fuck these are supposed to be. Are they axes? Are they Kusari Gama?
But aren't sickles a ninja weapon?
Yeah, but also...
it would be Kusari.
Like yeah, I guess it would be the Kusari part, but like, yeah, no, like I said, it curves too far. Look at this. Like, the tip of the blade comes around to reach the handle. You will not...
They're like moonsickle tonfas.
Like, yeah, I think there might be supposed to be like either like a very stylized hand axe or like half a chakram blade, but I don't.
I feel like they're supposed to like the. I feel like the handle. They're supposed to hit like the bladed tip against something, and then it bends, and then you combine them to throw it.
I get the same vibe from this woman as that woman who fought with a bladed hula hoop with the. Why?
Yeah, Tira. Yeah.
The girl with the ring blade.
The fucking Harley Quinn ass motherfucker.
You say that for a lot. Could you say that for like 80% of things though?
No, personality-wise, she's just Harley Quinn. Like,
no, yes, Tira is she has literal clown skins.
Oh, okay.
But, yeah, no.
I think she did used to go to a circus before.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody rubbed some soul edge on her. It was somebody's fault.
Oh, I see. There's a. Oh
Anyway,
necklace.
I am not going to talk about Soul Calibur lore right now.
One thing about her. Is it wrong to feel like she have like if this is like animated, she had the one where she'd be doing like after images and like doing like the whole blade cut line imagery? Like,
no. There's a lot of like weird shadow effects and stuff. That definitely fits. Like she's doing an action pose. She's fast. There's like some speed swirls behind her.
She'd be the wind.
Well, she's not the wind though. She's the fire one.
Yeah.
Nope.
I meant fair.
Yeah.
I do want to throw out to the fact that she's wearing fucking bike shorts, a Japanese classic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's kind of actually quite like muscly legs.
Actually,
so, like,
what is up with that knee? That knee jutting out looks a bit scuffed.
It's just.
I mean, yeah, but that's
The
perspective
also,
is weird. But like, seriously,
she has drunken all of the soldiers because how thick are her fucking shoulders?
yes, her shoulders are huge.
I
Her
think
thighs are huge as well. Like,
I think it's just the thighs, but I think she's just wearing big
She's
shoulder
a
tights.
Street Fighter character.
Yes.
perfect. Perfect.
Oh yeah.
I didn't mean that to be a joke, but I did do it. Yeah. So this is Mizuho. And is he next anyway? Yeah. So he's next. Let me grab that guy as well.
I will say with the interesting that like that's
Wow, Axe.
Yeah,
Wow.
Axe.
What Mark? Are you trying to say something like what?
Loth literally said Marth what, and then you start. Never mind. I'm not gonna cut off Marth.
I didn't hear it. I'm
So
sorry.
the thing about this one is this one is wearing a very fabulous necklace. Just keep in mind of it.
Yeah.
Keep
Okay.
in mind the necklace. Okay.
Yeah.
That also I think flows into our next guy, because I'm gonna show them both on screen because you can't talk about one without talking about the other. I think these guys are sometimes called the twins or the duo. I don't know if they're actually related, but they do go together as a pair. It's legendary 6-Sam Shien'S.
Oh yeah, Shien'S and Mizuho are actually like married.
They definitely are a pair
I think
in effect. So
Mizuho does not make it out.
Actually, it's Shien'S that does not make it out. He
Oh, right,
becomes
yeah, no,
married.
he's the ghost. Shien'S is the ghost armor, and Mizuho becomes hand.
Yeah, and look at the two necklaces; they're the same.
Yeah, they're wearing the paired Magatama necklace. But yeah, so
I also say, Shien'S is probably my favorite legendary design-wise.
that does not shock me, Dallas, because he's using the Twin Iron Club.
Twin Kanobos?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We designed it, but go.
Oh, he's got cyber studs.
Oh, I was just agreeing with Dallas. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wanted to say this the
Purple
whole time.
plus Twin Kanobos equals happy.
I wanted to say this the whole time, but like, Shien has a very interesting banner.
Mizuho, you mean?
Well, I think that's Shien's banner though.
No, Shien's banner is the logo behind them. I mean, I guess technically that might be related because it's fire pattern, but you got to remember she is the fire one. I don't think there's that much to read into it. Have we really seen a lot of the different banners? We might see, but it's interesting how Chad is just pointing this out. He is water. He once again has the gold lines, but he's purple. But he has like a blue shadow. I think he's just water to pair with Mizuho. Who, by the way, I want to throw this out. I don't know if it's the same character. Let me double check.
Mindfuck on this one.
What?
So you know what character this looks similar to, who was also a water representative with dual clubs in purple armor? This reminds me of DDD King Caesar.
That is interesting.
So I just think Konami might have something with purple and water.
They might.
Like Kamen Rider with purple.
Okay, that's interesting. It's only written phonetically, Mizuho. I'm wondering, because Mizu is a word for water, but they don't write it with a character for water.
Attack in Naruto.
Maybe. There are a ton of weird names in Naruto.
I just remember people shouting that out in that show.
Because there was a village of water people.
Yeah, Mizu is water.
Yeah, but they
Or can be water.
sucked.
Sui can also be water. But either way, languages, they have different words, like water,
Then they
liquid.
got ruled by a MILF.
Anyway.
So, I have to bring up Shien'S because her effect, Mizuho's effect and Shien'S effect, I should say, work off each other. So, Mizuho is the fire one. She is a level 3 fire warrior, 1600 attack, 1000 defense. If you control a Shien'S, you can special summon this card from your hand once per turn. Soft once per turn, but this is our first once per turn. Tribute another face-up 6 Sam, target a card in the field, destroy it. And then...
That part of her effect is what?
Yes. Shien'S effect is, if you control Mizuho, you can special summon it from your hand. By the way, he is Water 3, 15/15. If this card is on the field distributed, target a 6 Sam in your graveyard, except Shien'S, add it to your hand. So the idea is that no matter which one you normal summon first or have on the board, you can special summon the other one. And then Mizuho's effect can tribute Shien'S, making the reference that, you know, I don't think she literally killed him, but, like, maybe they sacrificed in the time of war or something. But you get rid of Shien'S with Mizuho. That means that you get to pop a card on the field, and you get to recycle a 6 Sam. This was one of your... because their special summon, if you control the other effect, is also not once per turn at all. This is very part of the cycling effects.
Yes.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, because the Shien'S is there, so he's also fire and water, and she's water and fire. I think it's just part of their weird complementary thing. Probably. Anyway, speaking of Shi and N, it's time for the boy.
It's your boy, Skinny Penis.
From
Every
anyway.
time, Dallas.
Yeah, no, don't worry. It'll make it. It gets me every time as well.
I'm more just like wondering.
Man,
like,
damn. I don't think I've
what-
ever seen Shien outside of, like, with his full card art. Never in, like, secret rare. He is an edgy motherfucker.
Yeah.
It's such a good armor design.
Look at this boy. Look at this demon-ass boy. He's got a fucking sawtooth katana.
Yeah.
Why
No,
the
this
hell
is
does
a
he
fucking
have, like-
chuny-ass phase. I love it. I'm here for it.
This is his shooty teenage years. The armor set.
I mean, it makes sense. He
Need
is
to
supposed to
see
be
them, yeah.
younger. This armor is so try-hard. He's
Yeah,
got the
fucking,
fucking
like,
claws.
He's got like fucking Kamen Rider bat claw hands.
Yeah,
I
he's
mean,
got
like,
the
this
little claw
entire
fingers.
Set is Toku as hell, just because it's fucking over the top as shit.
Like I just imaged the thing of Shien,
And they are
like,
color
telling-
coordinated.
So
Oh,
I just
yeah.
imaged Shien telling his armor so yes, make these wings, put fire on them. They need to know that I'm coming.
Yes,
at them
that's
and I'm
right. There's
fucking
purple
demon.
fire on his wings. I didn't catch that at first. That's a good grab.
Also, it's also on his undergarment layer.
I mean, you know, you gotta have pants.
Yeah,
It's on his Hakama.
yeah, with the lore release, apparently goes through some shit of betrayal with Shien'S scheme and blind spot strike. So it just goes like, yeah, all these people are bad. Kill them.
I think I like this armor design for the simple fact that it's a Nobunaga armor design without being generic and annoying.
It also feels
No,
like
no,
something
this
Nobunaga
has-
would do where
this
it's like,
has
I
flair.
need them to see me as the Demon King, so let me look like a fucking most demonic I can, but also defend my body from being
The
shot.
problem, that's the thing, Zed. The problem is, in like most anime and manga adaptations and video games, Nobunaga is so fucking generic.
Yeah.
He is an archetype, basically, to them. So, yeah.
I think this is just before he's betrayed.
But
This
yeah,
has
so-
pizzazz. This has flair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like his design.
It's pretty cool. He's a pretty
It's
cool boy.
stupid, but it's a thing.
Yeah. He has brand identity, right down to the fact all the purple flames, because that's literally his name. That's what Shien means, Violet Flame. This is
like
the dark one.
Go.
We're just gonna start
like
leading a stance. Yeah, go for it.
It's like the Blackbeard thing of like he wants people to know that he's the Demon King of the Sixth Heaven.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he probably also is going to murder them.
Oh, for sure.
Well, he's gonna do something that's worse. He's going to negate you.
I remember Nobunaga having a certain run-in with a Buddhist temple that didn't go so well.
And then he died the other one.
Yeah. Listen, he's gonna fuck your shit up. Okay. Legendary 6 Samurai Shien. Doc Warrior Synchro, level 5. So again, this is why we're talking about the levels. 3 plus a 2 is this guy. He has 2,500 attack, 1,400 defense. Makes sense. He's only a 5. They honestly they did a lot by giving him 25. I'm glad they did, but they're really pushing those stat lines for synchros at the time. Now this guy is a fairly specific card. He requires 1 warrior tuner and 1 non-tuner 6 samurai monster. So he is hard archetype locked.
Yes.
Which is good because this guy is a motherfucker. We had to ban this guy in Prague because like he's rough, especially if your opponent has multiples. Once per turn.
The era that he came out in, God, yeah.
Yeah, for considering this was Storm of Ragnarok, this was 2011. This guy is a once per turn when your opponent activates a spell trap, negate and destroy. And then if this card will be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can destroy another 6 Sam you control instead. So he has the protection effect, and he's a once per turn spell trap negate. A soft once per turn, by the way. So once again, if you get multiple Shien'S, you can negate multiple times. Also, a lot of those good cards are Earths. Specifically, the combo that Shien got in trouble in our Prog series for was you could also very easily make Naturia Beast with him, with the same combo, so you could just...
And then Naturia Beast roll 3, and then it'll make you sad.
Hey, let me slide in as Mark Statsman. We never banned this guy.
Oh, we never did? I guess we just Beast. No. I thought we did.
Yeah, we hit Beast because, remember, you got locked out by Beast plus Royal Decree.
Yeah, I did get locked out of the game. That was in the 6 Sam deck, though.
I was the main pilot of the 6 Sam deck for a lot of these.
Yeah, you got
and it was during one of my losing streaks.
I played Legendary 6 Sams once.
I tried to make 6 Sams work a lot, but...
Hey, Moth, I remember testing that with you. You kept kicking the shit in.
Yeah, and then...
well, tests are different.
I know.
Then always final rounds, I always lose because it says, "Hey, you want this card that you don't want at the beginning."
I know that for a fact that we limited Smoke Signal.
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
For a little bit.
We hit a couple of. I think we hit United as well.
Well, not United. We did hit United We Stand, which is a different card.
Yeah, I don't know if we hit any other of the 6 Sam spell traps besides Smoke Signal. But yeah, no, Shien is a rough boy. He is hard archetype locked at least, which I think doesn't matter that much. But it says a lot that, like, making this guy is still often part of your 6 Sam plan. Like, he is the closest they come to having a real end board these days.
I wouldn't say that.
I mean, but if you don't want to climb into, like, I guess you can technically make Barone and anything you can synchro in. But... like,
oh, synchro wise, yeah, he's the only synchro you run.
Yeah, like it's there's not that many like actual 6 Sam cards that I think do that much better in terms of like actually ending.
No.
Yeah.
So he's a decent one. There are also some other more Shien cards that came out during this time. We've got another guy. Let's see, grab me that card art. This is Shien'S Advisor. He is a guy. You can tell he's related to Shien because he's got the fucking tattoos. I think this is who becomes Elder. Because he's got the
I can see that,
glasses. The glowy glasses. And he's already old.
The Osborne fucking glasses.
He looks like Uncle or Grandpa from fucking Jackie Chan Adventures.
Yeah, Uncle.
He does.
One more thing.
What?
I forget the chant. I forget the chant.
Magic can only
Lumo,
defeat
Guai,
magic.
Guai, Guai, Guai.
I made you guys remember that one.
But there's also magic can only defeat magic.
Yes, magic must defeat magic.
The show was really just pretty good, actually.
Not weirdly, it was great.
Yeah,
No, that show is good.
Yeah, it was
Fucking rocks.
definitely great. I remember the live paints afterwards.
But yeah, I don't. I mean, I like all the detail work and stuff. Oh, he's also got the T. That's another reason why I think it's elder, but younger, ironically. But yeah, no, he's a guy. It's cool. He's got a pile of scrolls. They're color coded. I've noticed that Shien has always had a particular aesthetic, as this guy is wearing a flame-tinged overcoat, red spectacles, and has a little fire tattoo on his forehead. Like, they've always been like this. He's also
motherfuckers.
He is also glowing with a purple aura of menacing. But yeah, what Advisor does? Advisor is a level 4 Earth Warrior. And honestly, he's another Floodgate on a Stick type guy. By the way, the original name was Shien'S Tactician. I don't know why they went with Advisor. But he's only got 1,200 attack and 400 defense for a level 4. Not great. And this card, though, says if this card is normaled while you control a 6 SAM monster, declare a monster type while this card is face up on the field. Monster the declared type can't attack or be special summoned. So, yeah, he's a weird Floodgate guy. I don't think he really seems like he was used a lot. I don't think we really tried to, like, ever do him. Though part of that might just be the fact that he's a fucking super rare.
He's not very good.
No. I can see what they're going for, but you would at the very least have to side deck this, because if your opponent is playing a multi-type deck, like if they're playing a deck that doesn't lose to Rivalry or Gozen Match already, by the way, which are vaguely 6 SAM themed cards if you look at their art.
Well, Rivalry
And One Day at Peeves.
Oh, yeah, One Day is as well, but yeah. No, but yeah. No, Gozen Match is literally the 2/6 Sams fighting over Shien'S armor.
No, Gozen Match is a 6 Sam.
Rivalry's a little, it's because it's older, it's a little loosey-gooseier, but it looks like it fits in, at least. But, like, also you can't actually play Rivalry.
Fit in the deck.
No, Rivalry does. Gozen doesn't. Rivalry is types. You're all warriors.
Oh, right.
Gozen is attributes, which makes sense, by the way, since it's fighting. It shows 2/6 Sams fighting. Gozen is what kills 6 Sam. But yeah, in terms of Floodgates, Advisor's not a really great one. You have to normal him. You have to declare a monster type, and then your opponent can just normal summon and fucking run him over because he's only 1,200 for a level 4. You can't even sink him. I feel like he was overbalanced. He was made to not be good.
He's good. You can do some very niche stuff, but that's about it.
We made it wrong on purpose as a joke.
But then we have another weird Shien card.
Which one?
Well, we got 2 more in this block, but this one's Daredevil.
Oh, this card's awful.
Hey, look at me, I'm Daredevil.
Feels like kind of
Even though I
really
said
fit.
Daredevil, I did kind of a Wolverine voice, bub.
Yeah, it was like, comic crossover?
Legendary 6 Sam Guilford the Lightning?
Like, I think Wolverine killed Daredevil once.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot going on here. I mean, this art's not terrible, though I do think he is very comic book top-heavy. He's fucking ripped, but, like, he's got a shabby Ronin thing kind of going on.
This generic one. Like, I know we were joking about generic, but this is just generic.
The younger version of Advisor?
Huh.
That's I mean, he's got kind of the same hair. I don't know. I mean, it might, because they said that he's, that guy was supposed to be Tactician. The Adamusha is like a fallen samurai, you know, a warrior who's on hard times.
It's also a video game series.
Adamusha? Makes sense.
Adamusha, yeah.
No, Adamusha.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
It's Adamusha. But yeah, no. So, I mean, if you get the context that he's supposed to be kind of schlubby and scrubby. But, you know, he's fucking bulked up. I don't know if I would believe he's supposed to be an Advisor, because he has very different body type. I know old people shrink, but, like, damn. He's got a lot of swords.
He fell off.
He used to be cool, man.
I mean, he's got the branding, but yeah. It's an interesting one.
Yeah.
That said, as Dallas brought up, Daredevil's not that great. I did play this in some of my brews because he was a rare that I did get in Storm of Ragnarok, but he's not that great. He's a level 4 Earth Warrior, 1600 attack, 1k defense. When this card is normal summoned, put a Bushido counter on it. While he has a Bushido counter, it gains 300 attack, so he's a 19 on normal summon. Once returned, target a card on the field that you can place a Bushido counter on. Remove a Bushido counter from this card, place it on that target. So he hypothetically helps you manipulate counters, but Endymion support, this is not. So it's a cute try, and certainly, as we said, having a 1900 normal summon is not the worst, but generally, if you need to run over things in 6-Sam, you will be making more. Interesting. So the Master Guide does say that this guy's supposed to be Advisor, but younger. Weird. I guess he was a troublemaker.
I said, he fell off.
That's true. He did fall off. And Dallas mentioned this other one, and we'll just move on to him. It's the last Shien card. Actually, is it the last Shien card period? Yeah, I think it is, other than some of the spells. Well, no, that's not true. There's Shadow, who is technically also a Shien, because there's no space in his name, I think. But this is Shien'S Squire. Jump scare warning, chat. He stares into your soul. Ook, ook.
That face.
I love this art. And this card is actually good.
I wish I
your
had the
soul.
fucking, like, Mr. Incredible becomes uncanny, like, Moai type music right now to just bust in, but I don't have that sound clip available. Just kind of get some
Some Mongolian throat singing.
Yeah, just staring into that motherfucker.
Oh yeah, this guy. Crazy. I don't quite remember the.
Well, he's your
this card
1-star
guy.
tuner, so this is the one that makes your 4s work for 5, sync 5.
Yes.
He's called Shien'S Yoriko. I don't remember exactly what position Yoriko is, but I believe it is similar to like Ashigaru and stuff. It's a soldiery guy. So yeah, this is just your level 1 tuner. And he's got an interesting hand effect during damage calc. If a 6M you control battles during either player's turn, so it's a quick effect. You can send this card from your hand to graveyard, and that monster can't be destroyed by battle this turn. Not the greatest hand trap effect. I believe mostly it's just the fact that he is a level 1 tuner, which is good. He's a 1-for-1 target.
No, well, he's a 1-for-1 target. He's a Soul Day target. He's
very easy a Soul Day target.
Like there's a bunch of shit you can do at this point.
His effect is not really important, especially now.
No, he's a level.
But he is a level 1 warrior tuner
that
in your deck.
also checks the Shien name, so
Yes.
you can summon him with Dojo.
Yeah, so like this is a prime case where some Yu-Gi-Oh cards are good because of their explicit effects. Other cards are good in archetypes because they conform to certain stat lines.
Fill names.
So this guy is a name, has a very important number and subcategory in tuner, and that's all you need.
Yes.
And also, once again, is a warrior, not a beast warrior. So
And it
like,
has a different level than your standard tuner.
yeah. So we didn't really get a lot of action in the Xyz era for the 6-Sams. They tried, even when they printed a Samurai Warriors structure deck. Though, and I want to double check what year Gateway came out.
Gateway, I believe, was in the
Stardust
CZ
Overdrive.
era.
So yeah, that was technically before the
Oh, no, that
Legendary
was GX.
6s came. No, Stardust is definitely 5Ds. It says Stardust in it. But
Alright, yeah, 5Ds.
let me, because I'm talking about him, we won't talk about him long. Let's talk about Shadow Shien.
I
this,
really like this design.
yeah. So this is Shadow of the Six Samurai Shien. Now you may notice this hairstyle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And those pants. Those green pants.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dallas.
So yeah. This is related to Kagemusha. Fairly obviously. And then he's
pretending to be Shien.
Yes, because remember the original Kagemusha of Blue Flame is Shien's body double, so this guy is presumably supposed to be him doing that.
Yeah, as depicted in the cards that I showed.
Yes, Marth has shown us, pulled the card art up for Face Off, Evenly Matched, and Standoff, which
and
is...
go in evenly matched standoff face off as the event order.
Yeah. Where basically, at a point, I think after the Gozen match, because you can see the two guys there, Shadow Shien shows up to take out Great Shogun Shien.
Yes.
Take his place, yeah.
You have gone too far, Master.
Yeah, he goes full against the ninja. And I would like to note, he's wearing the necklace now.
Of Shinai, yeah.
Yeah. But art-wise, yeah, this is pretty good, because this is like... It's a slightly different take on regular Shien's armor, but, with Kagemusha's body proportions.
So
I think it's implied. You see Shien'S is about to
the Lord...
make this a decisive battle.
Yeah, decisive battle, therefore he gets killed off by Shien.
Well, no, I think she's about to kill Great Shogun Shien.
The Shinai is a...
Yeah, Mizuho's in the standoff.
Yeah.
Right, Shina's dead.
Yeah.
Shinai is dead in the standoff.
So there's a lot going on here. I like this though. He's got the simple just face mask part. That's cool. This coat is really good. Like the moonlight, also really good. Very solid stuff going on. Yeah, Kagemusha might be the Mitsuhide. That might be what we're going for.
Yeah.
He does look quite, besides the hair color, like the style of the hair looks similar to the Akechi Mitsuhide they use in Samurai Warriors.
I can see that, yeah.
Marf, you said who's wearing the necklace now? I'm just trying to...
Shinai is
No, he's wearing... Kagemusha... Shien here is wearing Shinai's necklace.
Fake Shien is wearing Shina's necklace.
Because he's wearing a necklace, and I think it's extending the same way as Shinai's. I believe it says so in the Master
he's trying
Guide.
to gain power to try to kill the guy who's gone too far.
Does that mean, he's their kid or something?
No, he probably just feels bad because he's their body double guy, and, Great Shogun got Shinai killed.
Fair.
Yeah.
Might have even tried to get him killed because he was his body double, and he's like, nah, bitch, I lived.
Yeah.
Not about that, fam.
It's good.
Shinai tried to kill this guy, and then he came back.
This card art is really cool. It's a shame this card is not that cool. It works as a name in your extra deck, and like I said, it frees up your zones, which does actually matter. Remember that during certain periods, especially, 6 Sams could go off infinitely.
6 Sam deck for the stupidest reasons.
But yeah, Shien is a Earth Warrior Xyz level 4, 2500 attack, so that's why they are evenly matched. They have the same attack. 400 defense, 2 level 4 6 Sam monsters, so it is fully archetype locked. It's not even generically splashable. Once per turn, as a quick effect, detachable material from this card, target a 6 Sam you control with less than 2k attack. Its original attack becomes 2k until the end of this turn. Now, on the one hand, this would let you build a fucking huge Kageki. But generally, it's not really worth it to actually use that effect. I'm sure it has come up, but that is not why you are playing Shadow Shien.
I have occasionally used it once or twice for game closing. That's about it.
But it's still interesting. Mostly, it's just like, hey, I have 2 4s I need to get off the board. Fold them into a guy. All right, cool. Let's go. All right. So let us also bring up Gateway. It's a gate. It's a very... Oh, did we grab that incorrectly? Copy image, come on. Well, don't sass me. There we go. Gateway looks pretty cool. I think it might be on Shien's Mist Castle or something, or perhaps the Temple of the Six Samurai.
Yeah,
the Temple of the Six. Because obviously, like we said, while the card art of Shadow showing up is like with Great Shogun and the older versions of the guys, that doesn't catch us up on what the regular 6 are supposed to be doing, you know?
Yeah.
But there's some implications. But yeah, card art-wise, not a lot's going on here, but I think it's cool. There are actually a lot of very famous Japanese gates for temples and castles and stuff that are actually pretty baller. I don't know if any of them have giant 6 samurai mirrors on them, but, branding. So let's run the people at home through the things this does if they don't know. So Gateway of the Six is a continuous spell card. It's limited in both the OCG and TCG. We talked about this earlier. Each time a 6 Samurai monsters is normaled or specialed, put 2 Bushido counters on this card. You can remove Bushido counter cards from your field to activate these effects. So these counters can come from anywhere. 2 counters, target a 6 Sam or Shien'S effect monster. This target gains 500 attack until the end of this turn. I think this is why Kagemusha, by the way. I believe this is also why Kagemusha hasn't been errated, because he is a Shien'S normal monster, so they don't need to actually, like, fix his name in the TCG, because this doesn't target him. 4 counters, add a 6 Sam from your deck or graveyard to your hand. 6 counters, target a Shien'S effect monster in your graveyard, special summon it. So, if you can remove 4 counters from anywhere on your field, this is a Rota. It's just a Searcher. Hell, it's actually even more of a Stratos, because it's not even level locked.
Yeah, in the deck of it, can inherent special summon like a motherfucker.
Yeah, once again, this is why we talk about there's no once per turns. There's no once per turn on this either.
Yeah.
Which is again why it's stuck at limited for probably forever, because you can remove them from anywhere and you can stack them from anywhere all the time and just do it forever.
Yeah, it can't ever go off the list.
Well, it's one of those things. It literally, if it goes off the limit list, it goes infinite +1, essentially.
Yeah.
Where you can generate infinite advantage. Whereas right now, you can technically go infinite with it, but all you can do is infinitely loop its your own resources. So
because it does let you add a guy back from the graveyard to your hand and then go off, so you can like do certain looping and sending and stuff. It just doesn't do anything right now.
I have been hit with this card to do infinite negates, or just quote unquote just bring out Shien'S constantly.
The best though is when your opponent does it to you and you go, when your opponent in your draw phase goes, I'm gonna max you for this turn, and you go,
Gateway of the Six.
You have chosen death.
Yeah, if you have the card, it's like, oh.
Omae wa mo shindeiru. Angry cockroach noises.
Yeah, just.
Somebody should make that edit.
You better have a Nibiru in your deck. You better.
Hell, if they nib at the wrong time, you might still have enough counters to recover. I don't know how many guys you need on board.
Yeah.
Because nib doesn't stop you from summoning anymore. It only removes monsters.
At the right time, basically.
Yeah, it's real rough. But yeah, so Gateway of the Six is a cornerstone of the deck. But the support doesn't end there, chat. There's another wave.
We got another phase.
Yeah.
Oh wait, there's more.
It's time for the Secret Six Sams. And these ones tend to have they're called the Secret Six, or the Shadow Six, Kage Rokubushu in Japanese. Secret Six also works because of alliteration.
And here's the Shinobi Corps.
Yes, I was going to say, these guys are much more ninja-y type themed with their naming and looks.
They're
so we
also
start
more weird, I would say.
A lot of them tend to be. Some of this is because they're more.
They're like Spec Ops compared to like the others.
They're
not bad.
They were released in a deck build pack in 2017. So we are now in early Link era, I think.
Yeah.
Not quite. I think we're
actually
in
late Pendulum. Also, by the way, I should bring that up. I didn't mention that before, but we talked before about how the extra deck is kind of loosey-goosey for these guys. Six Samurai is a very long-running archetype that has run through every one of the extra deck summoning methods except Pendulum. And honestly, Pendulum summoning would probably slow down Six Sams.
Yeah.
Like, they don't need to pen summon. They can already summon 5 or more.
Unless they had Pendulum cards that had gate-like effects on them.
I mean, you could play around with counters, but I don't think it matters that much. But they have Asynchro, A-Fusion, AXCs, and A-Link.
What's up, Marth?
I'm just going to make a correction here. They were released after the Link mechanic was made.
Okay, so these were in MR4 in Link format.
Early Link, yeah.
Yeah,
because Rihans are mimics Links.
I knew it was in the Zodiac format.
Yeah, and that's probably why these guys didn't super take
this
off.
One.
You don't remember Doji? This is a Secret Six Samurai Doji.
Or at least I don't remember
the funniest one.
Or at least I don't remember the way. I don't remember how he looked.
You might not, because once again, these guys were in a deck build pack, so they're all secrets or supers. So Doji is a secret, so you might not recognize him because his art is normally really hecking blurry. I like this guy though. This guy has a fucking gun. He's
He's got like snow boots too, or so like.
Yeah, he's in the
I was about to
snow.
say, yeah, he's got those cybernetic boot sandals, but they look like he's just standing on cybernetic soap.
He's got
a proper
snowshoes.
historical samurai in that he uses a gun.
Yeah, he's an arquebusier.
I'm saying that unironically, by the way.
I mean, yeah, like they're mostly like archers.
He's got his
gunners.
gun. I like that he's got the fucking fur trim design that you see sometimes, and the hat. It's good.
I can really image a shot of him like hiding in snow, trying to prepare to shoot someone. Honestly.
It's a little weird that they kind of did the like kintsugi thing, where they like the cracks that they filled in with the glowing Tron shit. That's a little weird because it's very
for
asymmetrical.
a gun, at least for a gun, yeah.
But it's purple and kind of fiery, so I guess it works. By the way, spoilers, Doji is the dark one. I think the colors are very good for the secret 6 Sams, usually. We'll see if they prove me wrong. But yeah, so...
I think Doji is also supposed to be, what's his name? Iroh. Iroh? They have the same colored facial hair, which is not common.
Like, he does like this face cover, too.
He does like a little chin strap thing, yeah.
I guess this could be Iroh. I guess he became one. Yeah, I guess.
I would like to point out they have a they have a slightly different crest in the back, so
that's true.
It is a secret. It is a secret crest.
Well, because I think this is when they rebelled against Shien'S.
These are I think, well, there's a card called Shinobi, the 6 Shinobi, which depict all of these guys.
Yeah. No, if none of the cards technically show like a regular The 6 Samurai and a shadow in the same picture, we don't know if they actually... It's like being in the same room. It's a little weird. Let's talk about Doji, though. The Dojester.
He is very okay.
Yeah, Doji is another Dark Warrior level 4. He's got 1,700 attack, 1,200 defense. I think that is actually Iroh's stat line, so... It might be. Who knows? When another 6 Sam monster is normal or special to your field, except during the damage step, send a 6 Sam from your deck to the graveyard. If exactly one 6 Sam... you control would be destroyed by a card effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard instead. So the 6 Samurai, the Secret 6, I should say, adds some banish effects on. And yes, while this guy is on your board, and you special or normal another 6 Sam, again, not hard, you get to Foolish. Not once per turn.
Like, I would say he is probably one of the less, like, important ones, just because 6 Samurai don't need Foolishing that much.
No, they don't really rely on the graveyard setup, but they do.
Well, you can do some fun stuff with him.
Yes. And again, like I said, he's not once per turn. So, whenever you summon a 6 Sam, and you've got him on the board, you can just decide to Foolish if you want.
I definitely put this guy in at 1-0 for me personally.
Yeah, and I mean,
he's at least a name you have in your deck.
He has a stat line that's not awful at 17. If you give him like the 500 modulation from Gateway, that puts him at 21. You know, that can actually get over stuff.
I do. Yeah.
Yeah, it's 22. That's right. Math is not my, especially shotgun math is not my strong suit.
I'm usually looking at
That's why you don't like math.
Also, honestly, 6 Sam have a lot of ways to dodge destruction, but I presume some of you in chat have faced against some decks like some Despias and some other modern cards that can banish from grave to protect. That's not an awful effect, especially when you have lots of other cards that involve banishing your cards or recovering them. So, it's not bad.
I would say he is not the worst of the secret, but he's not the best either.
No, he's definitely... He feels like a fairly mid card.
He's a one-of tech card. If that.
Alright. Next up, it is... no, you're gonna make me regret my decision about the colors. It is Fuma.
Yeah, it's my boy.
So, Fuma's very pink, which is not inherently a problem, but he is the wind one, which is weird.
He's neon pink, and he's got like a River Reaver.
Does he look familiar to you?
Is he Spy?
Yeah, I think this is Shien'S Spy.
I was wondering if it was the lady or not, but then this makes sense.
Color and hair color, you look very, very.
Yeah, I see it. Yeah, he's got the same
and I think
eyes.
it's got the same kind of like thing down over his like the bangs.
And if you look very carefully, you can see some amount of boobage.
Like,
well, I don't actually know if Spy was supposed to be male or female.
I think it's just effeminate, not. Really.
I don't actually
I
know.
think they're supposed to be androgynous.
Yeah,
fair.
Because they can, they Spy. They can pretend. There's definitely a lot of that in Japanese history.
Yeah, eye color and hair
which I think
color
Fuma is also
similar.
going towards. So.
Yes. I mean, you've seen it with our own Fumakotaro, he is a poor skinny lad. Somebody feed that guy some fucking sausage and
boy
taters.
a
He
sandwich.
He only eats ration balls.
Get this boy a sandwich.
Though I will say, this one being called Fuma, which is spelled with the H style in the Japanese, that makes sense as the wind one because Fuma, windmill. It's one of the ways you can read that.
I can at least appreciate the pink aesthetic with wind because it's doing the whole cherry blossoms on the wind.
It's true, and he does actually have a couple of cherry blossoms in there, yeah. But yeah, no, this one is even more so than Doji. Fuma is very ninja-y.
Oh yeah, I mean this is the ninja-iest ninja the ninja.
He's got a little, lightsaber baton down there. He's got the fucking giant shurikens.
He's
He
got
is
the
Naruto
Funko,
running.
He's got the fucking shurikens. He's Naruto running. He's got a scarf
And a headband on his hat,
and a mask.
Yeah, it's the whole thing.
He's got
So-
the Akama pants.
Yeah. Fuma is your other level 1 tuner. He is a Wind Warrior
Fuma,
tuner,
good boy.
level 1. 200 attack, 1800 defense. I think that match, because Spy was a spell card, but I believe that stat line does also match another 6 Sam. 218. Is that the same that Kagemusha had?
Yeah, I think it is. But
That'd be
this
kinda
is
funny.
not.
I know they're not the same person. Maybe they are supposed to be related, though. Anyway, if this card is destroyed by battle or card effect, special a 6 Sam monster from your deck, except Fuma. Notice there's no level restriction and no once per turn on that.
No.
If exactly 1 6 Sam you control another card to be destroyed by card effect, you can banish it instead. It's also, a level 1 tuner, and it's got the stat line, so yeah, he's a good guy.
Phil was decent. I still run him at. I run him at probably higher rates than most people do. I run him at 2.
I mean,
whereas
this
I think
basically
most people
does
run it
the cope strategy that Foot Soldier was for, but way better because it's a tuner also, and a 1-for-1 target. And also, if it's in the graveyard, it's a protection.
And also, it's another 6 Samurai name that's a wind.
Yeah, it's another one.
Yep.
All right.
Like Fuma's a good one.
So
He's also one of my other favorite arts.
Yeah.
I would say.
alrighty.
He makes the neon
Despite
pink
his
work.
generic attitude.
I mean, he's neon pink, so he's not that generic.
I got the neon pink. I think it makes it work, honestly.
Also, hold on a second.
Neon pink
everybody.
is like one of the best neon colors. Quite me.
I mean, I almost
That's
feel
fair.
like pink neon was like made for neon, right? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, neon green and neon pink are the 2 goats. As far as I'm
Yeah.
concerned. And
Neon
purple,
blue that
that's
bad,
just-
or is it just kind of mediocre?
I don't like it as much as like it doesn't fit neon to me. It's like
Fair, because it's a bit
shiny.
more. It's a bit more moody than actual like it should be.
blue light neon can be an effect, but it's not like the same as
Neon
that. Like,
red is just Star Wars, as far as I'm concerned. I'm sorry, you're doing the Sith.
if
thing.
if you're doing fluorescent red, yeah, like that's a very, very specific type of mood. Okay, there we go. The Wikipedia was being slow, chat. I'm sorry about that.
I can't see fluorescent red without just hearing.
Also, I'm going to try and pull up a
Dun,
card
dun,
art.
dun.
So, our next one is Genba, and I mentioned this before, but Genba is actually, quote-unquote, censored in English. If the Wikipedia will
Yeah.
fucking work and load properly. Kick it into gear, come on. Nobody
Is
needs your
Rubio dying
servers at
yet?
11 at night.
You get into
Aru.
high gear.
Fire up those servers.
Fire up those frying pan.
Alright.
What happens
let's
when people
retry.
need to use you as like for when they're doing like late night deck building?
They don't.
They
They're
know
not trying to
how
load
do
the
it.
image server
Frying
end of
pan.
fucking Wikipedia. I'm looking at full card art from Master Duel. You don't need to act. Nobody needs this server section other than me and people doing Yugi poops.
No, and don't forget. Also, it's probably MBT or Farfa's Discord server for shit posting.
I mean, we can put that under
Hooray.
the Yugi poop area. Okay, here we go. I got one to load. All right, so this is the quote-unquote uncensored version, where the firework is red. The censored version internationally, the firework light is blue,
Oh
as
my
if that
God,
makes a
it's-
goddamn difference.
So this feels like an iteration of who's the first guy? Like the original Fire 6 Sam? Come on.
Nanashi?
No, come on.
No.
Yeah.
Come on.
Come on.
Yeah.
It's like iteration of that as like they're just bandoliers.
I still hate the whole dynamite armor aesthetic because
I mean, this one at least is not.
It's more
yeah.
bandoliers, yeah.
Yeah.
Like he's wearing it kind of like around his back and shoulders. It is on him, but he does need to be able to access it, Dallas, because it's one and done. Dallas, you used to own 9 hand grenades. Where did Mortis keep those?
In his bag, or his pocket, in his ass.
Yeah, but Mortis is stupid.
Sorry, Axe changing that from in his bag, in his pocket, in his ass. Like,
I was saying all three.
Took you a while.
All three places.
Took you a while to get there.
But Mortis is dumb. I've never made any comments about this.
Mortis isn't that dumb. He is an arcane caster, but
No, I think
he's intelligent. He's not smart.
He doesn't
true.
think
That's
about
a
his
good way to
choices.
say it. Yeah.
Hey, this character.
Anyway, other than this guy being fucking, this is another Bishi look
Anime
with the fucking
shit.
anime as hell. Like he's got his fucking.
Pro take hair.
This is just a Hiei from Yu Yu Hakusho.
Yeah, I'm about to say. I think it's more like anti-hero hair, but yeah, he's got. Also, funnily enough, he has what I've heard people call level 1 Yu-Gi-Oh hair. He has 2 tones.
Yeah, so Yu-Gi-Oh! I think this is Yu-Gi-Oh! hair sort of combined with Saiyan hair, Goku hair, aka, and then
Yeah, it's got big anime hair. He's got an exposed midriff.
Honestly,
this has to be level 2 Yu-Gi-Oh hair because level 1 Yu-Gi-Oh hair is 1 tone.
Honestly, just thinking about it,
What do you mean?
he really gives the feeling of like this feels like you're a ninja party member and like where you can get optional party member characters.
No, he's not. This guy's not the protagonist. This guy's the Vincent.
Yeah.
No,
it's
yeah, he's
an
like I just said, he's your
artist.
optional ninja party member you can find.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this guy does not have protagonist.
That's
Actually,
what I was saying. Yeah.
correct. Dallas Jane is actually level 0 Yu-Gi-Oh! hair
What?
No.
What?
because it does not have really anything.
No, it's got a thing. It's got a shape to it for sure.
Yeah, it has a
Well, yeah,
shape.
it's not level 0. Level 0 would be like Kaiba.
not.
Kaiba
A
is
bowl
level 0
cut.
Yu-Gi-Oh hair.
It's not actually a bowl cut, but yeah, he's just got
Yeah.
normal hair.
Yeah,
As opposed to his brother Mokuba, who's got like a fucking wild. That kid eats barbers.
Mokuba's just a fucking Furby.
Like I don't know. Like I think that was like Kaiba's like Mokuba, you need to go cut your hair, and Mokuba's like no. And Kaiba was like, okay, despite the fact that I have billions of dollars, I could build a robot to cut your hair. No, I need to go design a holographic giant dueling supercomputer in my basement.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Yeah, Mokuba has level 1.
Mokuba's a Furby, so.
Just quickly, sorry, I got the shit scared out of me. Someone knocked on my door, so I was muted. What happened here? What's up with this asshole?
This is
Hiei
Secret
from
Six
Yu Yu
Samurai
Hakusho.
Genba. He's throwing
It's
pipe
Hiei
bombs.
from Yu Yu Hakusho, and also the same guy we saw earlier wearing Dynamite as armor.
Yeah.
We talked about that.
Yeah, he's. I think he's supposed to be related to Kamon.
It's
He's got a
iteration.
different name.
They're just
Except put 2 strands of purple in his hair.
Actually,
Though, does he have the same
no.
stat line as Kamon? What is Kamon's stat line?
I say
feel like he's combined with Hiei plus one of those Shinobi Demon World characters.
He's got a lot of
No,
stuff
I-
going on. Anyway,
the Demon War.
Genba.
Oh, actually, wait, no, sorry.
Oh, interesting.
It's okay. But Genba is a fire warrior tuner. He is another level 2 tuner. Not that you really super needed another one, but because Kagemusha's pretty good.
I've
But
never used this guy in my life.
I mean, he has a purpose with the engine, but it's not super necessary. He's got 500 attack, 2100 defense, so decent stat line for a 2. He's another wall. When this card is normal, target a banished 6 Sam, add it to your hand. If exactly 1 6 Sam would be controlled, blah, blah, blah. Banish from your graveyard. So, Genba is meant to be a way to recycle your cards that are banishing themselves. But that's probably, I mean, that's good to have an option for depending on how you're running the deck, but he doesn't really do anything over some of your other tuners per se. So I don't know if he's really important to the Wambo Cambo, but he's all right. Like, he serves a purpose in the deck. The question is just, is that worth using up monster slots in your deck?
Of course, it's just a Draco 6 hands used him.
That deck isn't real. That deck doesn't count.
Regional Montreal, Canada.
Canadians aren't real people.
I mean, I guess Robin does need to exist. That's fair.
Well, Robin's not here, so if he fucking watches this later, he can.
One of our newscasters go crazy and say we should invade Canada or something. I'm pretty sure.
No, that was somewhere else.
I think there were a couple people. I think.
No, I think legitimately.
I believe that has happened. There was also a parody about that. Anyway, let's talk about Hatsume Miku. Did you get it? Did you get it, Chan? It's Secret Six Sam Hatsume.
This is just Sakura from Street Fighter.
I mean, there's like 5. She got a different hairstyle. Sakura's got short hair. This is like 5 different characters.
She's that shitty ninja future child from one of the Soul Calibur games.
Yeah, no, I know exactly who you're talking about.
If Taki had a kid?
No, this is like an actual character.
Okay.
It's from 5, right?
The same one with fucking Patroclus.
Yeah.
You say so? Why are you so sassy about Patroclus?
No, it's just like, of course
He's
someone's
existed
named
for.
Circle. No, of course.
But
someone's named for
Patroclus has been in Soul Calibur from the beginning. Sophia has always had 2 kids.
I don't know much about Soul Calibur, but I'm just an idiot.
Yeah, I've noticed you don't know much about Soul Calibur.
You didn't get to experience the childlike joy of playing a fucking RTS in Soul Calibur, so quiet you.
It sounds kind of amazing.
Soul Calibur has the best, like, create a character minigame modes. Anyway, Hatsume.
As pink. As
Yeah.
stuff on it.
But for once, finally, she is the water one. Her Tron lines are blue. We fixed it.
They finally fixed it.
I feel like with the bit of Unlimited Konochi, they could have probably gone a bit less typical, if that's the word for it.
I mean,
like,
yes, no, this looks like a lot of Konoichi characters, but no, I mean,
because it's like they have so much variety of the other 5. Like, why not?
No, they don't, Axe. That the variety is they are just other samurai stereotypes. They're all made of samurai tropes.
Yep.
Like, Doji with the fucking hat and the gun. He's got the fucking
Six
ruffles.
Samurai is the tropiest archetype to ever trope.
Fuma with the fucking ninja ass costume and the double, shurikens. Like, all of them are like very tropey.
Yeah.
If that's possible for the timeline to line up, yeah, I could see this being Mizuho and Shinai's kid. That would make sense. And she is wearing the necklace. Yeah.
Same?
Yeah, she's wearing the necklace.
So I think it might be.
That would make sense.
Hey, Konami, release the next Master Guide file scene for Secret Six Sams.
But yeah, no, there's a lot of stuff going on.
Sorry, this has just been stuck in my head. What was the dude from Soul Calibur who looked like fucking Emperor Palpatine mixed with that one Digimon that was blue and red?
You might have to be a little more specific.
I think it was 6 or 7. I can't remember. Those blend together.
There's not a 7th Soul Calibur yet, so.
I think it was 6 then. Hold on. He had like gun sword hands.
I still feel like you're not quite narrowing it. Soul Calibur bosses are weird.
He was the end story boss for the game he was in. So I think it was 6. He's the arcade mode boss. I just can't remember his name.
Of course, Wikipedia is fucking useless to me. Well, are you typing this rather than yelling it while we're dead silent?
I'm eating croissants.
Why are everybody always fucking eating when we're doing this? I don't get to eat while we do this.
Dude, it's 10 p.m. I need to make dinner.
Should have handled that earlier.
Okay.
My bedroom is also my kitchen.
Heck you, Soul Calibur fandom wiki. You only looked up to 5.
It was 5. I forgot. Oh no, it wasn't. Never mind. What the fuck? Soul Calibur wiki is dirt shit.
Now let's look in the group chat. Is it that one?
Let me check.
This chat's saying it's Algol. It might be.
Algol? Maybe. Let me check.
Algol was Soul Calibur 5, but I don't know if I would call him the. He was also in 6. I don't know if I would call him the Emperor. I mean, he's red and blue. The Palpatine thing is a little off because Algol's fucking shredded. But that is who I thought of.
Everyone in Soul Calibur is shredded.
Omega's not there yet, but he looks like
No,
a
I don't think
fucking
it's
boss from Final Fantasy 14.
So to quote a really stupid thing, that guy can't be Creamy Sheev.
Okay, anyway, it is Elgol, yeah. I thought it was.
Okay,
He's the red and the blue.
Moving on.
He makes the Soul Calibur and the Soul Edge come out of his hands, I think. I think that's his thing. Elgol's dumb. Anyway.
Was I remember?
He probably
Never
has a
mind.
range attack.
Let's
Weird.
just continue.
Hatsume. She's pink.
I appreciate the shoulder pads that glow. That's
Yeah.
I like her
She
knee
just-
pad design.
Yeah,
He's
it's good.
It's
Cool.
very generic. I'm
No.
sorry. This is a King
I mean,
of
she's got the
Fighters
little
character.
hole.
I can't
Yeah,
give a shit.
she
Well,
looks
you
like a
say
lot of fighting moves.
generic, but I kind of appreciate that it's simplistic in its genericness. It's like not overdone.
Yeah, it's fairly straightforward. It doesn't get overworked, which can totally happen with a
This
lot
is-
of Yu-Gi-Oh
This
cards.
is female King of Fighters characters X7.
But Dallas, it's continuing the tradition of Japanese bike shorts.
So
But one thing
Hatsume.
is the-
Okay,
Sorry. Okay,
go
fine.
ahead.
It's fine.
Go. No, go.
I think I said it before, but it's the thing of it just feels like she looks exactly as you'd expect it to be, which is why it's not great. Oh, but I did notice she has Mizuho's necklace.
Yes,
I am
thank you. We
bored.
said that earlier.
Yeah, twice.
Hatsume
Boring. I find her boring.
is a water warrior. She is level 3. She has 1600 attack, 1500 defense, so she has good stat line. I also think that means she's got the best of the stats from Shinai and Mizuho.
Yeah. I think it
Anyway,
is their kid.
you can banish 2 6-Sams from your graveyard and or face up in your field. Target a 6-Sam in your graveyard, except Hatsume, summon it. You only use this effect once per turn if exactly one is banished. So I have seen Hatsume tech into certain brews. I don't know how
Yeah,
popular
she's
she was
okay.
overall.
She's very okay.
Yeah,
She's
she lets you do
painfully
graveyard
okay.
recovery, which is something they are kind of median at, because she lets you special summon them as opposed to just add back to your hand. So depending on what card you want back, it can be really good. But otherwise, it's, she's another 3, which is nice, and she has decent stats. But
She is definitely one of the cards of all time.
Yeah, this. Wait, this Bash 2. Wasn't Nishi the one that had the Bash 2 6-Sams too?
yeah, to be summoned,
Okay.
that was his
Huh.
summon requirement is banish 2.
Okay. That's interesting.
And then we got another one. This guy's very funny.
And this guy's very good.
So this is Kizaru.
He's
So first of all, definitely like the sound of his name and his look reminds me a lot of Kizan. So I'm pretty sure they got to be related. Also, Foot Soldier and Squire are in the shot.
I'm fairly sure this is just Grandmaster, i.e. Kizan, before he became Kizan.
Yeah,
Could
it might
be.
be like some character. It might be like in and out of like time or something.
Because he
for
even
sure.
has the same armor coloring.
Also,
Yeah,
I
no,
really
I mean,
always
he's
look at
called
it as this is
Ki-
the guy that trained the
Kizaru.
monkeys.
I could see that. But yeah, it's Kizaru has very many visual similarities to Kizan, so they must be related. Though he does have a different sword. He's got kind of a ninja blade thing going on that's glowing. But
We've made the joke before, but especially with his armor set at the moment, I just think, yes, this is the Black Power Ranger.
Yeah.
he's got kind of the black and white thing going on.
He's also definitely the best of the Secret Six. By far.
Yeah, I think I can see that with just his stat line.
Oh yeah,
alone.
for sure. Yeah.
But yeah, so Kizaru though, I like the inclusion of the 2 guys, the monkeys. That's funny. If you're going for a more ninja-y look, this is a good one. This is another. It's a standard, but it's a good ninja type costume. It's very minimal, where it's just like the tunic and the pants and some sandals. But he's got arm guards, shoulder guards, a little belt thing. I like the slight fur trim. It goes with the monkeys he's hanging out with.
Monka.
So, Kizaru is the Earth one. He is a warrior, level 4, 1900 attack, 1000 defense. So, this guy is just 1900. We finally did it.
After so many years.
Yeah. When this card is special summoned, add from your deck to your hand 1 6 samurai monster with a different attribute from every monster you currently control. If exactly 1 6 sam would be destroyed, banish instead. So, yeah, Kizaru, when specialed, which is, again, not hard to pull off in this deck, searches a 6 Sam that is a different attribute from the monsters you control. Since the 6 Sams are all a bunch of different attributes, this is a really great way to set up your combos, and he has a good stat line.
Yeah.
More searching.
Now can we talk about the most unfortunately designed Six Samurai card in existence?
Yeah.
Which one? Is the next
Rihan.
one?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that guy.
Alrighty.
This is not a good look.
Yeah, so... Well, first of all, remember we talked about Shredder?
This
This
is
is Ultra Shredder.
this is anime Wolverine.
Yeah, Rihan has some issues. Rihan!
Wait. Oh, straight to hear you. Is that you?
It does look like Strider, honestly. Like, holy shit.
It is very Strider-esque. So I will say this. On the one hand, yes, this is very extreme and kind of over-designed and dorky, but it still does fit the fucking, you know, late 80s, early 90s random Konami hack-and-slash platformer aesthetic. It's
Yeah.
very true.
At
This guy
least
looks like he belongs on a Nintendo, but also...
Here's,
Ugh.
Yeah.
here's
Also,
the thing.
these
I
are
think there's This has three problems. One, as much as I am a fan of the color in general, that shade of purple does not go with neon green.
Yeah,
It
that's
needs to
kind
be
of a
bright-
more
it needs to be
reserved
a more
purple, and he
brighter
has very,
defined
very bright
shade-
green.
shade of purple.
It needs to be like the Strider contrast.
By the
honestly.
way, this is the light one.
Moth, you were gonna say?
I was just saying it was mostly a combination of what everyone else was saying. So yeah.
So,
Well,
Dallas, you had
my-
two more things, I think.
My other problem is, unlike, because, like, the reason I don't like this and I do like Shien'S design is because the problem with this is it's over-designed in the weapon category. Like, he has the backwards katana and the fucking Wolverine glove.
What's more like a Tonto?
Well, it's like a
Whatever the fuck it
Ninjato,
is.
but
It's a
still, yeah, no,
sword.
it's a fucking... He's got a sword that has, like, the reverse grip with the reverse blade, because the blade is on the inside. Assuming the blade is the glowing part. If it's not, why is it glowing?
Also, he has the worst fucking haircut I've ever seen.
He has a very anime haircut. Very, very
No,
late
no,
90s.
it-
or
but
early
it's,
90s.
Like, bad though, because he has a spiked gelled hair and a ponytail, but the ponytail is coming from like the bottom somehow.
Well, yeah. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
not actually that weird, Dallas. He's wearing a headband, which is why his hair is all pushed up, because it's rigid, and then his hair comes out the bottom at a ponytail. You never seen a low ponytail before, buddy?
Not this low.
I mean, I think the perspective might be a little
Angle.
weird because he's kind of like hunching his shoulders, I think,
Also,
to lean forward, but
here's
it's
the-
not that weird.
So here's a weird thing to ask, but do all of the Secret Six have like the red scarf?
I don't know if they all have a red scarf because I
I
don't
know,
think
like,
Hatsune
some
had.
of the other
May
ones
didn't.
do.
May didn't.
Um,
Uh,
Kizaru did not have a
Kira-
red scarf. I think the red
Yeah,
scarf
no.
is kind of like the necklace. It is a shared design element between several Six Sams. But yeah,
Explodey Boy didn't.
it is a recurring element, but I don't think it's been shared by many of
Okay.
them.
Then another thing I noticed is like his claws on his left hand look like they rotate back to go like aligned with like his gauntlet.
Yeah, they probably
Yeah,
have a
it's
storage
dumb.
mode. Also, though, I do want to point out, he's got this weird, like, double prong beetle horn motif, but in bad places. Like, you're accidentally gonna poke yourself in the thigh or in the leg with that.
Yeah.
You gotta be careful, brother.
Honestly, like
somehow
the points
more
on his
designed
knees
than-
are not bad if he's trying to like climb something. But
He's somehow more over-designed than Edgelord McFire Boy, which is impressive.
Also, yeah, like Dallas said, I don't think this shade of green goes with the rest of his color palette. Like, it looks a
Yeah.
little sickly.
The purple is way too muted for that shade of green. Like,
Yes,
that
if you're
is
trying
a-
to do the fucking, like, I usually call it the Ava colors. The, like,
call it-
bright green, bright purple.
I'm gonna be very honest. It's the Joker colors. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's also true.
It's
I
the
just,
acid wash
when
green.
when I
fucking
think
big
of
white
when I
ass
think of
purple.
like anime designs, I think of like everybody in Japan has to keep referencing Ava. But you are right. That is also the
Yeah.
Joker's color palette, which is very
yeah,
popular
I think
for a reason.
the only reason for that sort of shade of purple is for the old shinobi ninja aspect of them wearing dark colors, not black.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think they
but,
tried to
I'm
make it a more
sorry,
realistic
having
shade.
the
But
neon green against that just
Yeah.
clashes.
Yeah.
Like I said, I've ranted this before. I don't know if I've ever ranted it on camera, but this is the Naruto school of ninjas. Where, no, you're not a ninja if you wear this kind of clothing. I'm sorry.
you're fucking like you're primal
You're
casters.
a
What are you
space
doing?
Anime wizard warrior. I don't.
Yeah.
know what.
I don't remember. I've heard from, I believe, from a couple of places that, and this is not an invitation, chat, or anybody in this VC to go down this rabbit hole, but as a commentary on that thing Dallas said, I have to like build train blocks for the conversation ahead of time. I have heard, I believe, from a couple of people that Kishimoto, Naruto's mangaka, was aiming for a little bit more of a like urban fantasy wizardy kind of manga originally.
Oh yeah, no.
It was gonna be like urban shamans kind of shit.
Yeah.
I think I have his original draft of Naruto.
Because the Naruto
Naruto's
originally
an
was just a
actual
fox
demon
spirit, yeah.
fox who has a gun.
But that's his editors were like, I think ninjas are hot right now. Make it like a ninja themed thing.
Yeah,
And
it's
it
gonna be
kind of works
wizards.
and kind of doesn't. It's still like, you can tell it's still got a lot of the wizardy, magic school type
Like,
vibes in there.
Like there's characters.
You can also tell Naruto is very weirdly urban fantasy. Motherfuckers have
You can make the
TVs.
argument for Naruto as a character to want to
Then, like,
be seen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For everyone else, it just because they don't stop. That's the problem. It's not just
Dang.
one person who has.
Also, I'm just
Right,
as a
with
commentary.
Naruto.
While I think that the chainmail undershirts are cool, they also would be uncomfortable as fuck.
and
Yeah.
they wouldn't do much,
Yep.
considering everyone in this fucking universe has laser weapons.
Yep. Laser weapons. What are they?
Well,
laser
I think
resistant
the
shit?
point is to keep you alive from like kunai and shuriken, which to be fair, people are still using when we get to the end game. But yeah, no, there's a lot of bullshit.
They still throw shit at you because like having to like actually like target a spell at you is like not easy sometimes.
I mean, yeah, no. To actually use a comment in chat that's not like going down a rabbit hole. I haven't watched that particular Gaijin Guma video, but Yamabushi is another good reference. Like wilderness survival warriors. There's a lot of mysticism. That's also where
I
like
don't know what that is, but I'll
the
go
concept
with
of Shugendo and Onmyoji. Like, there's a lot of non-ninja mysticism that also gets
It-
roped into ninjas.
It's a thing of for Dallas for it's think of, I guess, survivalist rangers. With
Okay.
like some like mysticism splashed into them.
but not crazy. I'm assuming.
I mean, I don't know. Some Yamabushi are crazy. Anyway, Rihan. We've fully left talking
This card
about
is-
him.
Sorry, this card is so unremarkable and bad that I got distracted.
I mean, it's
So-
special in how it's summoned.
Rihan is a light level 5 warrior fusion monster. He is 24/24. His materials are 3/6 Sams with different attributes. Must first be special summoned from your extra deck by sending the above cards you control to the graveyard. You do not use polymerization, so it is a contact fusion. Though obviously, as we brought up earlier, that does mean he works kind of like a Link 3 without actually requiring Link setup.
Yeah.
Once per turn, also, by the way, can't be used as fusion material. Don't know why the fuck they decided to say that. I guess so you can't loop Rihan? I don't know. Anyway, soft once per turn. Banish 1/6 Sam from your hand or face-up field. Target a card on the field. Banish it. If 6 Sam will be destroyed, you can banish the card from the graveyard instead. So, hypothetically, with the way the Secret Six work with banish interaction, for instance, Genba can get back banished cards, and there's other shit you can do. I can see the logic here, but a 3-mat contact fusion just for a once per turn banish? Okay, yeah, it doesn't destroy, but this card came out in like 2017. I think Nightmare Unicorn was already out.
I don't think that was out quite yet, but it was close.
Yeah, I mean, the 6-Sam deck that did top in like 2018 was playing the full Nightmare suite with Goblin included.
Yeah, but
And obviously,
that
yeah,
was
I don't think those
2018.
cards were out, but we're very close.
2018, yeah.
How
So,
are we
like-
back to talking about Goblin?
Well, because we're talking about
It's Link
fucking
era.
guys. And keep in mind, this card was released in the TCG in late 2017. It was like mid-November, so like
Spirit Warriors,
like,
November 2017.
it's like
and May 2000.
again for just comparable card design, like basically this guy was immediately power crept, and even before in like 6 months or 4 months or however long it was before Unicorn came out, like even then I don't know how good it was to go like neg 4. Yeah, because you gotta sack 3 guys and then banish a card from your hand or field to banish a guy, which is still targeting, even if it's not destruction. Like, there's so many better ways to do this, and it's so unfortunate. Especially when, at the time, this guy would have eaten up your EMZ, as opposed to, your Shien. Like, it's unfortunate. Yes, it is closer to 6 months, 5 or 6. So yeah, like it's I see what they're going for, but I feel like Konami must have known, because the nightmares are a plot archetype. They're part of the World Legacy. Konami must have known when they were workshopping these Secret Six that they were working on those kinds of Link monsters, and it's unfortunate.
Yeah, this card is just straight like not great because it's just not worth it.
Yeah, no, it's like I said, it's technically a minus like 3 or 4 because you have to use 3 guys, send them to the graveyard, special summon this guy, and then you got to banish a card from your field.
In like design testing, I wonder what situations they thought it was good in.
I mean, it's a non-destruction banish. That's not bad. It's just that you have to put so many resources to get to that. Is the issue, I think. And you do like I don't know what Gate was probably at 1 already, right?
Yeah, Gateway's been at 1 since like 2011.
Yeah, so like there's definitely some wiggle room for them to like. Obviously, it's another summon you can do to get more counters, but yeah, it's not great. There's one card that came out in Savage Strike in 2019. It was a promo originally.
Why does everything fucking come out in Savage Strike and Lightning Vortex?
I mean, I think it's because those are all where a lot of imports ended up, because this card was in Japan was a V-Jump promo, so they just need to squish them in somewhere. But this is...
You have answered my question.
Legendary Secret of the Six Samurai. It's Ghost Shien.
Yeah, this card's actually very good as well.
Well, it came out in 2019, so I fucking hope so. That doesn't always work, but you gotta hope. You gotta pray.
I was like, oh my god, you know better than that.
I know better, but I hope. I have to hope. But yeah, so this is Legendary Secret of the Six. It's Great Shogun Shien's armor, but with his Engi purple ghost in it.
So, it's basically implied that the body double killed him.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Or hand stabbed him.
Well, yeah, I think that's more likely.
Somebody he died, and his ghost is angry and possessing his armor, which again, because he's a very obvious, and it's even got the little ghost orbs there. Because he's such an obvious Nobunaga analog, makes sense, because I swear to God, the Japanese people are still scared that Oda Nobunaga is going to come out of the ground and fuck their shit up.
Honestly, it would be very kind of interesting to see it happen.
Just thinking about this, at least, I think the Shinai and Shien both kill each other in the end.
That would make
Just
sense
like,
with even
just one
matched.
blast dramatic strike, both like pass each other and just die.
I could also think of him just stabbing both of them.
Yeah, the obsession Japan has with Nobunaga is always fascinating to me. Like, to the point where Nobunaga is with the villain of a fucking Pokemon game.
Well,
I mean, that was like that time period.
One of my favorite dumbest things ever, which is Nobunaga appeared and technically was the villain in the Kamen Rider movie.
Yeah.
That happened.
Correction is Shadow won against Shien.
Okay, so Shadow did win. It was not a mutual. Okay. Makes
I
sense.
think they just died later.
Probably. But yeah, so legendary. This guy is called Legendary Secret of the Six Samurai because his name is written Rokubusha no Shien'S. True Shadow of the Six Samurai. So yeah, he is all three at once. It's very funny.
I need the next one to just be called Rokubo Shinshin.
I mean, I think you can make that pun work.
Rokubo Shinshin Shien.
I mean, the Japanese do love those kinds of puns. I don't even know. What would you call? What? Because you've already got like true or legendary, and then secret.
You would need
Shadow.
you need to have zombie Shien. You need to have zombie Shien, or like deep, or like actual.
I'm just thinking of like not even for Shien, for the Six Samurai. Like, what's the next verb or adjective you could attach? Because you've already done true and shadow.
Ultimate.
I would say new or like reformed. Like it's just after Shien or something. I don't know.
I guess you could do Kairokubushu, like custom or special.
Conflagration of the Six Samurai.
I would also say technically you could do Dai Great Six Samurai, because Shogun is Great Shogun Shien is Dai Shogun Shien. So there's some wiggle room. Konami series, wiggle room of Six Fans.
True Death King Shien. So
yes, actually make zombie Shien. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah, true Death King.
Listen,
Shien.
I've been playing the fucking
also,
zombie synchro cards in Master Duel, like Immortal Dragon and Zombie Felgrand and Necrolord Red Eyes. Like that shit's cool. Give me more zombie versions of big boys.
could we also have, I guess, the ghost of body or Shadow, or I guess his corpse?
Maybe.
So
I'm
we
just
can have-
thinking
so
of
we can
how
have-
like
so we can have undead evenly.
fire zombie synchro Shien would fit perfectly into a thing.
I'm just gonna be honest. I just want it because they could call it Shin Shien, which
Yeah, I
is,
know, that would be
is
very
just
funny.
No, guys, what are we talking about? Shinshin Shiranui.
Shin Shiranui.
Shin
Death King Shien of the
Shiranui. Dun dun da da dun 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 da da
We should
dee.
design Yu-Gi-Oh cards. We are very stupid.
Listen.
Okay, so
Yu-Gi-Oh
what
likes to be stupid.
what
too.
Legendary 6 does here is he is a level 4 Dark Warrior. He has 500 attack, 2k defense. So, you know, very fun numbers here. When you normal or special a secret 6 Sam, so it has to specifically be the secret, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can only use this effect once per turn. Once per turn, banish a level 4 or lower 6 Sam from your graveyard. Until the end of this turn, this card's attribute, level, attack, and defense become the same as that banished monster.
So the reason this guy's pretty good is because you can search him with Kizaru and then immediately use it.
Yeah.
Because of how chain work.
Yeah, because it's an on-summon effect, and then he's in your hand when that guy was summoned.
Yeah, it's very weird.
But also, that attribute,
But it
attack,
works.
defense, dubbing is pretty good, and it lets you, you know, reuse guys in grave for stuff like that to kind of swap around with that stuff. Definitely
And
gives me the
also-
feeling that, like,
yeah.
this guy is kind of like the villain of the Secret 6 era is fucking Shien'S ghost is here to fuck your shit up.
Yeah, I would assume
Yeah.
so.
I've come to
But
get
there
my
is one more, Omega.
Oh, there is one more. He's a great boy.
There
Thi-
is one more.
This is our last piece of 6 Sam support that came out.
Is it the obligatory MR4 thing?
Yes, it is the
No.
archetype Link 2.
I mean, it is, but it isn't because it came out way later.
Well, that's because it was delayed.
Oh, okay.
Because this came out in Link Vrains Pack 2, which we didn't get over here. That is a legitimate shot I think a lot of people can and should take at Konami, and they luckily haven't been doing. They've been much better about organizing sets. Like, even sets they don't want to bring over, they find a way to redo, like Magnificent Mavens was really interesting.
I think the biggest issue was in a lot of like the 2019, 2017, 2018 era, it really fucked with the competitive form.
Yes, a lot of archetypes would have been good if they got their Link 2s and 1s, and they just
Like,
didn't.
Before that, it didn't really do as much damage like
Yeah.
that, but the Link era is
Also,
where everything
specifically
kinda
how
went.
Battle Shogun was brought over, Battle Shogun was only the hollow in the special edition of Chaos Impact. So
Oh my god.
it was basically
fucking-
like a little promo card. He wasn't reprinted as a normal rare until Maximum Gold
Colorado.
2.
God, I would if I was a 6-Sam player, I'd want to like fucking choke someone for
Help
it
was
there.
an infamous delay, yeah.
Yeah, it was a bad delay. Not that I think it super mattered, because, like, 6M percolated a little, like I said, in the 2018, and then they kind of fell off later in the Link format. I don't know if this actually would have
It's
changed
like,
that.
Oh, hey, we can make Rongo really easily, and then they went no. And then,
Yeah.
Okay.
But so, this is their Link 2. This is Battle Shogun of the Six Samurai,
Noodle Phoebes.
a.k.a. Gaidonsho, or
That's
Gaidaisho.
just Daredevil, though.
Yeah, it's Big Daredevil.
Yeah.
Gundaisho, Battle General of the Six Warmen. So this is obviously, I think, supposed to be the advanced form of Daredevil, but he's shinier and cyberier. So, yeah, Hulk was a pretty bad delay. Yeah,
Daredevil's supposed to be Grandmaster. Whatever.
I don't know. The Master Guides, maybe they wrote that before they made this card. Sometimes Konami does actually do that. You got to remember, this
Possibly.
card game's been around for 25 years.
Da-da.
Anyway, it's a big boy. I like it. I like the kind of like lava
I
juice
love
kind of
the
Tron
pose,
lines.
Yeah. the
Oh
pose
no, this is
so
a
good.
classic samurai movie pose that I fucking love. Just leaning on your big sword, like, oh.
I don't even think that's necessarily just a samurai movie thing. That's just like an action movie. Like
So
That's
is this
true.
pose-
Conan does
I
this
have-
pose.
You approach me.
Oh,
I have a
yeah.
weird question to ask.
Go for it.
Or not a weird question. Who is this? Is it supposed to be someone else, or is this like a new character?
No, this is Daredevil.
Yeah, it's Daredevil.
He's got the swords in his back and the
Apparently
big sword. Yeah.
I always thought Daredevil was always kind of a one-off character, but I guess
Nope.
he's not anymore.
Parry's effect can get Daredevil.
someone before
I like
that.
the tassel he's got though. Like he's a cool guy. I like the black and red and gold is good.
Battle Lord is very good.
Yeah.
It actually looks. I feel like Daredevil like grew up to actually be
Shogun.
cool and actually useful. I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's sort of guess crimson pink.
So, Omega, can I read the
Make
effect?
that pink.
Because the effect text doesn't actually do what the effect is.
Sure.
So if this card is link summoned, you may discard a card and add Gateway of the Six Samurai from your deck.
Yeah.
And then each time a Six Samurai monster is normal summoned to a zone that this card points to, add a Bushido counter to this card. This card gains 100 attack for each Bushido counter on your field.
So, yes, Battle Shogun is a Link to Earth warrior. It normally has only 1,000 attack. Its materials, by the way, are 2 warrior monsters, including a single 6 Sam monster, so it's a semi-archetype locked Link. You gotta be playing 6 Sams, but you can have a little fun there.
So remember when I said
yeah.
Shadow? This is the card that makes Shadow a good card.
Yes, because it lets you
in
clear
my
your
opinion.
zones.
Well, and it lets you summon Shadow to a Link pointing zone, so you basically get 2 in 1.
Yeah. And so Dallas phrased it as search gateway. That is what you do, obviously, because you're only playing 1. But technically,
You can technically
its
search,
requirements are search any
United-
card that places Bushido counters.
You can search. Search United, Shien'S Dojo, or if you're an insane person,
Daredevil.
Shien'S Castle.
Yeah. Also Daredevil, but yes, that doesn't matter.
Oh right, Daredevil.
But
Fuck.
this guy just gets 100 attack for every Bushido counter on the field, which can probably get pretty big. Obviously, it goes down when you're doing stuff, but then you summon more stuff.
I've
So
gotten
could
him
you-
up to 8,000 attack.
I was asking, could you like use? Could he become like your like OTK board, or basically you just infinitely combo to make enough counters to like
Yes.
make him huge?
Yeah.
That is also probably why, obviously you get infinite resources, but that is probably why you can't have more than one gateway, because gateway infinitely stores Bushido counters.
Well, like you can still get infinite counters with him. The problem is with how the resource loop works, you can basically never advance the board state from that.
Yeah.
You'll always be on like
Hmm.
one or 2 extra monsters in him.
So Dallas, you said the castle for 6 Sams for this guy?
There's a I don't know if it's exactly
Temple
called,
of the 6.
Yeah, it's
of the
Temple
Six
is the-
Sam,
is that one.
Yeah.
Whatever
Yeah,
the
feels
field spell is. That
Yeah.
Mist Castle is different, but yeah, there's a Temple is one that gets counters.
I think Shien'S
Also, Dallas
Castle
technically
is
said
next
normal
to
summon
his
only. It's normal
kill.
or special to his own this points too, obviously.
Yeah, sorry.
That's
I
okay.
missed-
It happens all the time.
A lot of stuff.
But yeah, Battle Shogun can be your quote unquote end state. The main thing is that for some ungodly reason, he doesn't have a 6 Sam type protection effect. Obviously, you can protect him with your secret 6s in the graveyard from being destroyed, but he doesn't have any inherent destruct. Like he doesn't do like. For instance, Harpy Conductor has an effect that says if a Harpy card would be destroyed, destroy a spell trap instead, kind of a thing. This guy doesn't do any of that. He's still really good. I
Yeah, you can
definitely,
do some fun stuff.
I
with him.
definitely think there's still some room for either some, and he just has the normal 2 side-facing arrows, pretty typical for an archetype Link too.
I'm gonna be real. The thing 6 Samurai need is just they need a boss monster.
Yeah,
They
they
need a
probably need
modern
like
boss
either
monster.
a Sync 7 Shien,
Or a Link Shien.
yeah, or like a Link 3 or 4 Shien. Actually,
Yeah.
no, make it like a basically make Arrival Cybers Adagnister, but for 6 Sams.
Oh, please don't do that. That would get bad so quickly.
No, it would. But definitely
There's
something
so
like
much
that,
you can
where
do
like
with
not
that.
literally like probably not like unaffected, but
Well,
like
actually, I don't know. Probably I actually don't think they could do the as big as Arrival Cybers because I don't know how they're getting the divine elements.
that's true. There's no attribute fixing, so you could never go to
Oh, yeah.
7.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can make baby. You can make baby into god or baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas, like the way this works out is like, Battle Shogun could be your Earth. And then you need to get lights,
Yeah.
darks, fire, water, and wind.
He's on Kageki. Shinai Mizuho.
Yeah.
Probably
one of
play
the dark
Hatsume because I think
boys.
actually no. Shinai is the better because he can be special.
Yeah, no, Shinai Mizuho already took care of that.
Yeah, they special
Probably
themselves.
Fuma. Oh no, Fuma. Yeah, you just have to play a dark boy. One of them.
One of them is good. Doji can work, for instance, hypothetically.
Yeah.
Like, and just
they're both as good as each other. They're kind of mid,
But like, if you just made like a minimum Link 3, but like a like 3+ Link monster that gets more effects from like the more attributes you use, that would be play into the fact that Six Samurai has a lot of attributes and can generate a lot of resources, but also like reward them for summoning a bunch of guys.
I ran a fucking weird build of fucking 6M that ended on Cyber Dark Fluid or Firewall Dark Fluid Dragon.
Yeah.
That is an option.
Do
Yeah.
all three or all four methods of summoning. So you can link Rihan into Battlelord, into Shadow, into Shien.
Yeah.
Makes 5 counters.
And that's another thing that like I said before, other than pendulums, 6M's already do all the extra deck types, so just giving them some more extra deck stuff could be funny. Like,
so Omega, what you're saying is you need to give them a pendulum ritual monster.
Sure, why not? Why the fuck not? Go for it.
Actually,
Odd Eye's got one. Why not?
honestly, this reminds me of a
I'm
weird
only
thing,
being
but
half ironic.
I've
Yeah.
always think this would.
So you said 4 counters? So they can
4
do
counters.
rituals in secret 6Ms?
Okay, I have to ask you guys this now. Have I ever brought up the concept of people talking about pendulum rituals where their pendulum effect is the ritual summon effect?
I mean, I don't think that doesn't work exactly because pendulum monsters are treated as continuous spells. You could make a pendulum effect to ritual summon, but
Axe, I would recommend you look at the Odd Eye's Pendulum Ritual Monster.
I do believe his pendulum effect is to ritual summon himself. Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, no, it isn't.
Oh, it isn't.
Just
Okay.
to double
Then how the fuck does he work?
check.
It's to get from graveyard or deck the ritual spell.
Okay.
Okay.
But yeah, no.
So,
Strictly
6
speaking,
can't
no,
ritual.
because that does not work. Because that's. I feel like we've had a discussion like this, where Axe just throws out, "What if you did a thing?" And I'm like, "Well, technically, as per the like super definition of rules,
Also, Loth was correct for this earlier conversation.
I just remember people talking about it as a concept and being like, I think that's actually interesting. Yeah.
I mean, you could. That would be. There's plenty of like reverse cases where extra deck pendulum monsters have a scale effect to like, or a monster effect to put themselves in the scale. So I think a ritual that
Yeah.
works in reverse basically is okay. Like has a way to
Yeah.
summon itself from the scale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
6Ms don't
Well,
have a
the
ritual
thing
monster.
is-
That is true. That would be
Yeah.
funny if their ritual effect was
So-
to use counters instead of levels. That could be funny.
So to think about this, it says a Cyber's monster. So if they went to pack in, I think Cyber's Wizards, the summon grade ritual card, just to even do 4 counters.
Yeah. No,
Like,
that's how
so-
I did it. I
Okay.
did,
I mean,
I
Dallas is
did
not
the-
saying that his build is good, just that it
No,
existed.
no, I just did it.
Oh, that is cool.
Yeah, I did the Salmon Grit Ritual guy.
But
Oh, that's
I think in
right.
general,
Emerald
like,
something.
I think 6Ms could use, especially because they normally use a lot of generic extra deck monsters, some of which are now banned from like their last tops. Honestly, like a more 6Sam extras would not be bad. Make a like, I don't know, 2-mat contact fusion maybe that's better than Rihan. Maybe give them like a rank 3 or rank 5 because they've got a lot of 3s and 5s.
I think a rank 3 is like if I were to get anything, it would be a rank 3.
Yeah.
Uh, if Konami ever went totally wild, they would make 1 contact fusion for 6Ms.
I mean, just give them a
Anyway,
link
I
of
gotta
1 in
head
that case. That's probably more
Okay,
useful.
bye, Dallas.
Yeah.
All right, see you later, Dallas. It is after midnight. We should
Yeah.
wrap up. It's been a long episode, but we've done all the 6Sam monsters. Yay! But yeah, I think there's a lot of potential for 6Sams. I would not be surprised if we've just ended a cycle of Yu-Gi-Oh cards, for instance. That's why Abyss kind of came to an end. It's an anniversary year. Now, obviously, by the way, about the Abyss thing, we say that there's open end still in Abyss. I could see them dual terminaling us and like doing a later year sequel, but let's not get into that right now. I know some of you and some of chat. Nope, Axe. I said let's
I
not
still
get
haven't seen all
into it.
the conclusion cards. I don't know how it ends fully.
I mean, it does. It just ends. They go off into the sunset. That's it.
Okay, never mind.
I know you're like, but what about the battle? It doesn't exist. It doesn't matter. It ended. There's no slots left for the card. It's over. I don't know if them banning tiers. I think it did actually reduce the prices a little. We talked about that earlier before you got here. But I would not be shocked. I mean, we're getting Gate Guardian support and shit. I would not be shocked if 6Sams show up sometime in the next, couple of years of Yu-Gi-Oh sets. I hope for more action on there. If you got here later or something and you want to see our ban list discussion, be sure to roll back in the VOD. Next up, grab the solo mode list. Whomst is it? Technically, I think it was Dangers next, but we did go over that already.
Oh yeah, so does 6am have solo mode?
Yes, that's why we're doing them. They're a solo mode card.
What did it cover? Was it just a roll call? I wonder if it actually told.
I think it was just a roll call. Several people have said in the chat before. It's also only the 6 Sams. I don't think it actually talks about
I guess
legendary
they could make sequel,
yeah, they could sequelize it, I guess.
Because I want to actually see how Shien goes.
Nephthys is next. That's gonna be
Hey.
fun.
Nephthys.
Oh, nice.
That's
You
gonna
like
be pretty
that.
cool. Yeah, I like
bet it could be
Nephthys a
cool
lot,
about
and
Egyptian shamans.
it's an interesting archetype.
Birds and shamans.
Then a lot
What
of
kind
fire.
of like culture do you think they are? Is it just bird?
Oh, it's definitely Egyptian because it's Nephthys.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like there might be some other North African stuff in there, but yeah, we'll get into this when we get in there.
Yeah.
And then depending on how long that is, I don't think Nephthys is super big. We might do one of the other ones as well, because after Nephthys is Bee Trooper and then Plunder Patrol, both of which are not very large. So we might work a sneak in a double feature depending on how things goes. Oh, and I will, really quick before I let you go, just me, will check in on the Patreon poll because we have a monthly poll to vote for Failed Portrayal. You can pick an archetype and get in there with stuff. You can vote multiple things. We've only got 6 votes, and I know there's a lot of you who can vote and more of you who can support us to vote. So your options this month are Infernity, Gimmick Puppet, Malefic, Red Eyes, that was mine. I was just like, after Harpy, I was like, fuck it. And Spiral was Axe's pick, to remind you. And currently we have a 3-way tie because the people who actually vote on Failed Portrayal are horrible monsters. It's 2 votes for Infernity, 2 votes for Red Eyes, 2 votes for Spiral. Gimmick Puppet and Malefic get fucked.
Hey, guys, Patreon people, vote for Infernity because of bits.
I voted for Infernity and Spiral. So
Obviously,
hey.
it's good. But, like,
You
this
know
is
what I
some
like?
shit.
So it's like,
Give us the support on Patreon. 5 up.
Make
Go on.
me
Fix
look-
this.
Make me look foolish. Vote for Infernity.
I'll just sit here in my corner with my Malefics.
yes,
You have
yes,
0
Sloth,
votes
you will
again.
stay there forever.
Eventually it'll work. How long did Axe hold on for? What was it? It wasn't Thundra. What was the one before that?
Whatever.
One of these days, I'm
Was
gonna
it Machina?
shoot you in
No.
the
I think
ribs.
it's Machina or something else.
It might have been Machina. There was one for Failed Portrayal that Axe held on for a long time, and it just was going nowhere, and then it surged to like win out of nowhere.
Call out to all of you guys who haven't yet voted and want to spite Axe. Please, vote for Malefics.
Oh no, fuck.
Go, whatever
guess-
works,
actually,
baby.
no,
Vote for.
actually, no.
Honestly, just vote for something.
Vote for Red Eyes to spite
Vote
all of
for
us.
Something.
What do you mean, all
Joke's
of
on
us?
you.
Omega likes Red Eyes, you
I'm
dumb
gonna have
Well,
fuck.
maybe
I'm gonna have a
he's the
great
host.
time. I'm gonna have a great time. I had a great time with Harpy. I don't know what we're talking
It's
about.
only half a person sometimes.
Wow, damn.
The other half is content creator.
No, I'm not gonna.
No.
I'm gonna flex
That's
my
not a
content
type
creator
of
muscles
person.
and not make that joke I would have made. MBT
I
would
don't-
have gone there. I would not.
So
He can avoid
I'm
it.
working really hard right now, and I can feel it.
It wasn't DDD. Oh, it was S-Force Time Thief was one you tried a couple of times.
Oh right, fuck right, yeah. Didn't they make new cards already? Fuck.
And it might have been Machina as well. There were some. No, I don't think there were more Time Thief or S-Forces yet. But no, listen. Just support us on Patreon. Vote. Like I said. Also, if you're already supporting us on Patreon, go vote. Like, it's out there already.
You have the power.
Also, Zed asked when we would do World Legacy after we catch up with solo mode, which we will definitely do because Master Duel moves like molasses. I have heard that there are leaks about the anniversary event, but they're kind of sketchy, so we haven't gotten there yet. It has technically passed Master Duel's 1-year anniversary. It's been out over a year. There was no celebration. Little bit of a shame. Kind of bad vibe considering it's so popular. But
They make money at least.
Oh yeah, there's a scary thought. I just remembered. Dynamis were a manga archetype, and they appeared in the Master Duel solo mode. So anything.
Well,
from
they were
that
also
era
kind of a very popular.
could do
They were a
it.
very popular archetype in the Pantera.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, there's a lot of lore stuff going on. But yeah, so that's when we'll move to World Legacy when we catch up with.
Actually, weird
all
enough,
the solo
Dynamis is
modes.
the only masterpiece archetype
That
they
is true.
have. Because they don't actually have like ignites or like, what was the name of
Elfos is one.
Magispector.
Magispector's another thing going on.
They don't have any of those, or like.
That could be
I
fun.
guess they'll do
Anyway.
masterpiece eventually.
We'll discuss that at a different time. Thanks so much, everybody. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Bye.
Show back up for Final Fantasy XIV tomorrow, Wednesday. Actually, technically, that's today for me, times. And Thursday, Lucky's going to play Dead Space more. It's cool. Dead Space is cool. And I can't wait for him to do the next bit, because I did the next couple of bits in fucking myself. And I'll be glad for him to have to deal with that shit. Anyway, thanks so much, everybody. Good night. Damn, this was long.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna go.